And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, we got a lot of TikTok challenges that are causing problems. The most recent one, the water, the boat jump challenge, they said that didn't happen, although the police and or fire rescue out there in Alabama said that it did happen at first. Now they want to walk it back. What's going on with that? We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, we have an Atlanta area mayor being arrested after he was held at gunpoint by a homeowner for walking into somebody's house talking about, oh, it's my dream house. Really? Just walk inside a random house for no reason. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, speaking about Atlanta, we have a Republican House rep in that particular area, a state rep who has switched from Democrat to Republican. That's going to be a big thing. We got a lot more about that coming up. Also, 50 Cent, the rapper, says that Los Angeles is finished because of a brand new bail law. Certain kinds of so-called unserious crimes, like, I don't know, battery, theft, robbery. Some of these things will not require any bail. You get arrested, you're a suspect. Hey man, you battered somebody, go ahead and go on home. We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. You guys are the best audience anywhere in the world. Thank y'all for being here. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the show in general, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. This is also a podcast. You can find it on your favorite audio streaming platform after we're done, the morning after. That'll be on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Play, etc. Link for that will be in the description, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. All right, we got quite a few quite a few topics on deck for today, and I'm going to get to them all. I'm seeing Cindy tells me Daily Wire just broke that Ray Epps to be charged for January 6th. I'll believe it when I see it. When I see Mr. Epps in the penitentiary making big rocks, little rocks, I'll believe it at that point. Until then, I won't get my hopes up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to dailywire.com right now. Okay. So his attorney, Ray Epps' attorney, says that he'll be charged for January 6th. I'm gonna get to that in just one moment. Thank you for the breaking news. I appreciate that, Cindy. But of course, shout out to the sponsors. You guys already know the drill. If you have been here before, shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Their link will be in the description, or just visit patriotpost.us. Go to the website, tell them ABL sent you. Also, go to my merch website, ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com. Also, please go to my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. On the front page of the website, you can find articles for each video that I produce. And in the article at the end, there's always a section where I cite my sources, so you can always find whatever you're looking for. Hey, ABL, where'd you get that stat? I never heard that before. You made that up. That's a right-wing conspiracy theory. Don't even worry about that. Just go to the website. You can find my list of sources from left, right, independent. I got videos, whatever you want. And please, oh, please, oh, please, take what you find on my website and do your own research to figure out what the truth is for yourself. Again, AnthonyBLogan.com. Also, go to the contact page of the website, AnthonyBLogan.com/contact. You can find my email address, my snail mail address, meaning my UPS box. You can find my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All my links, all my contact information is on the contact page. And again, I must say every single live show, if I post a brand new video on YouTube, or if there is an existing video that I've posted on YouTube and you comment on the video, and then someone who may look like me, they may have my face, my picture, they may have a similar name, and they respond to your comment and they're talking about, hey, text me here, call me here. That's not me. Don't nobody get scammed. You know, I've fallen into this little rabbit hole on YouTube over the past day of romance scams and stuff like that. Have y'all seen some of those romance scams? It would be some poor lady in Nebraska giving up her whole life savings. I saw the craziest one today. This one, I'm going to just say this because it's on my mind right now, and it kind of links to what I'm talking about. These same people that are in the comment section trying to get you to contact them on WhatsApp and whatnot are the same ones doing the romance scams. Let me explain. So this lady, older white lady, and the race matters, I'll get to that in a minute. I'm not being racist. She was being racist, actually. But anyway, she's an older lady in Nebraska, and she thinks she's talking to this 50-something-year-old white guy, military, you know, strong guy. She thinks she's talking to him, and she thinks that she is giving him money. And I'm talking about, she done gave him so much money, she's going to donate plasma to raise money to give him. I'm talking about loads of money. Now, she said that she was with somebody in real life, and they may have broken up or divorced or whatever. So she went to online dating, and she found somebody on the website. Now, in her search to find somebody on the website, she kept coming across people she didn't like. She was like, well, it's these black guys on there. I don't like black guys too much. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Whatever you like, whatever floats your boat. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's fine. But she was like, I don't like those black guys. So then she found this military looking guy who wound up being somebody else we'll get to in a minute. And they develop an online relationship. And they start communicating through text and then the phone calls and whatnot. And she is suspecting that it might be a scam going on. They've not met. She done sent all the money she has in the world, life savings. She's probably taken from her mom. Her mom is old. Anyway, long story short, they bring on the team to figure out what's going on. And then they're able to get the guy on the phone in front of cameras. And all you hear is this. Oh, my Linda, how are you doing today, huh? How are you doing? Hey, where's the money? Hey, you could not send the money. Give it to my friend. My friend wants the money. If you could not send, I understand, but please send the money. Hey, boy, you do not understand. We don't have money. We cannot get to where we want to go, Miss Linda. I beg you. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. That is an African accent. You can't hear that? And the guy told her, he was like, one of the guys that was there trying to tell her that this was a scam was like, hey, that's an African accent. She's like, no, it's not an African accent. It's not an African accent. He is a white man. It's like, ma'am, those are Africans that are scamming you. Turns out they were using a real military general's pictures to scam her. This dude been on C-SPAN talking about the war in Afghanistan. It's like, ma'am, this 5-star general is not on the phone begging you for some money to send to some random P.O. box in Western Union or on something like that. You talking to some boys in Nigeria, huh? Some boys in Lagos. They're robbing you for your money. They're taking your money, huh? Idiot. You've been brought for your money. So, long story short, these are going to be the same guys that are in the comment section trying to scam you, all right? So don't be like Miss Laura in Nebraska. Don't do that. I want you guys to keep your money in your pockets, huh? Keep your money in your pocket. Keep your money to yourself, huh? Do not be scammed. You don't have time for this in 2023, huh? Anyway, I digress. So shout out to you guys. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. Now, speaking about military guys, federal agents and stuff like that, let's get to your man, Ray Epps. Okay. Let's get to your man, Ray Epps. Now, thank you to Cindy for giving me this information right now. So Ray Epps, you all know who this is, right? This was the guy on camera during J6 that was like, hey, let's go into the Capitol. This guy was literally inciting the riot. Yes? Can we all agree that he was inciting the riot? Whether we could say it was the feds, this guy was on camera literally inciting the riot. So when you have guys like Baked Alaska, going to prison for doing what? I didn't see him incite anything. Guys like Brandon Strock, who didn't even go into the Capitol, having his life turned upside down, right? You have guys like that who are going through all these extreme things, but then when this guy's on camera literally inciting the riot, there's nothing. They know where he is. He's not hiding. They can go to his house and find him. So my question is, why hadn't the guy been arrested as of yet? Now, here's the headline from what they say on Daily Wire. Ray Epps to be criminally charged for events on January 6th, his attorney says. Now, here's my question. His attorney is saying X, Y, and Z, but will it really happen? Is that actually going to be the case? I don't know. And then here's my question. What are the charges going to be? And why is he just now being charged in 2023? Is it because if they charge him, that can dispel some of the quote unquote conspiracy theories about January 6th? Because we all say that this guy's a Fed. They just came out. When I say they, I mean, I think it was the Capitol Police Chief just allegedly told Tucker Carlson that January 6th was crawling with federales. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay. It was crawling with federales. We all know it. I think this news could be a way to try and counteract the so-called conspiracy theorists. So then when they have a debate, because we got debates coming up here, the season is upon us. The GOP debates are coming up. There won't be any DNC debates, but you may have guys like RFK Jr., et cetera, go on TV and say certain things. This could be something for the media. Now, let's see what they actually say there. Okay, let me see. Now, can we, okay, Epps has been long accused of many by being an undercover federal agent who instigated some of the events that day. He has strongly denied being a federal agent. Hold on, is there a lawsuit? Oh, okay, wait. Okay, let's just read this. Okay, an attorney for Ray Epps, a man seen on video wearing a Trump hat during January 6th riot, says that his client has been informed by federal law enforcement officials that they intend to charge him in connection with the events of that day. The revelation was made in a lawsuit that Epps filed against Fox News on Wednesday that accused the network and former host Tucker Carlson of defaming him. Epps says, long been accused by many of being an undercover federal agent who instigated some of the events of that day. He has strongly denied being a federal agent. Let's pause right here. So there's quite a few lawsuits, or there's more than one lawsuit against Fox involving Tucker Carlson. Dominion, that was a big thing, where it was a tremendous settlement. What was it, like $700 million or some kind of dumb amount of money? A settlement, a lawsuit settlement. So now here's another one where Epps is suing Tucker Carlson. Here's my question. Like, the question is obvious. How are you on videotape instigating January 6th, but you get no criminal charges levied against you? How does that work? If you're not a federal agent, why do they not charge you? When they were getting other guys for doing a fraction of that, they were getting these guys sent to the penitentiary, big rocks, little rocks, solitary confinement, years with no trial, political prisoners. How do they have that kind of punishment, but this guy goes scot-free? It makes no sense. There's got to be a particular reason, and I think we have the right to know what that reason is, but let's keep on going. Buried deep in the lawsuit, Epps' lawyer says that the DOJ recently informed Epps that it plans to prosecute him. Epps' lawyer blamed Carlson for the potential forthcoming charges. Now, how are you going to blame Tucker Carlson for what the FBI is doing? What does his words on television got to do with the FBI? That's completely ridiculous. You know, if anything, this could be a way, it could be a political thing, because they want to use this as ammunition in the upcoming debates. But beyond that, that's not Tucker's fault. That's the federal agency's fault for not coming clean and saying why this guy hadn't been arrested. Anyway, finally, in May 2023, the Department of Justice notified Epps that it would seek to charge him criminally for events on January 6, 2021. 2.5 years later, the lawsuit said the relentless attacks by Fox and Mr. Carlson and the resulting political pressure likely resulted in the criminal charges. Well, maybe they're right about that, about the political pressure, but it's correct to have that kind of political pressure because it's unfair. I mean, the majority of the guys that are in prison or have faced criminal action against them should not have for January 6th. Because if you got so many people in D.C. committing crimes and riots that have not been charged, why is it different for January 6th? I was in D.C., not on J6, obviously. I was there at the end of 2020, like November 2020. And when I was in D.C., I saw boarded up shops. I'm seeing bullet holes in windows. I'm seeing the results of a widespread riot over widespread destruction that had been happening for weeks, if not months, in the district. But there's no big fanfare about that. I don't see any guys in prison forever over that. But then when it comes to J6, a one-time thing, it's the worst thing in the world. And we all know why. It's because they say it was people that were on the right, Trump supporters, MAGA Republicans, extreme, ultra MAGA, whatever they want to call people, right? They said it was them. Whole time we saw Antifa guys, Black Lives Matter guys. I'm talking about verified, not just, oh, I think it was those guys. Remember the one dude that was filming and then sold the footage to, what was it, NBC or something like that? Remember that guy? Black guy. He was in there filming. He literally was a Black Lives Matter person dressed up in Trump gear and went in there. They say there were federal agents all over the place in J6, and we know this. We know there was Black Lives Matter, Antifa, federal agents, bad actors in general. We know that. But the whole thing gets blamed on the so-called Trump supporters, MAGA Republicans, QAnon. I hear more about QAnon from the left than I have ever heard it from anybody else. If not for the left, I wouldn't even know what it is. I wouldn't even know what it is. What do they call extreme left? That's a good question, Corey. Corey says, what do they call extreme leftists? They call them regular, normal, average, basic, hardworking Americans. They don't have a category for them because that's they want that to be the default. I don't think extreme people are the default, but they want them to be the default. That's why so much propaganda on television and movies and whatnot with all this weird stuff in it, because they want the extreme to be normal. They want to normalize the abnormal. That's kind of what's going on there. So yeah, shout out to Ray Epps. I'm not sure why they're charging him now beyond the election season, because it's upon us. Hold on, let me see when the first debate is. RNC debate 2023. Let me see. So Tucker. Oh, wait a minute. It's going to be Tucker hosting it? Uh-oh. Whoa. Hold on. It's brand. I didn't know this right here. So Tucker is going to host a GOP presidential forum. Okay, it's not a debate. It's going to be a forum, and it's going to be in Iowa on this Friday on Blaze Media. So who's going to be there? DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Ramaswamy, Tim Scott, and Mike Pence. And where's Trump? That's interesting. Okay, the first debate, that's what I want to see. I think what Tucker's going to do is host a town hall type situation. All right, so let's see here. The first debate is going to be August 23rd for the RNC. August 23rd. And that will be here before you know it. You're talking about, what, 6 weeks that'll be here? That'll be here in a very short period of time. All right, you see it right here. RNC rules for the first debate poll challenge for underfunded candidates, Republican presidential candidates hoping to join the first GOP primary debate August 23rd. Must have a minimum of 40,000 unique donors to their campaign. That's random. I mean, that's pretty weird. So to qualify for the first debate, Republican candidates must garner support of at least 1% of multiple national polls recognized by the RNC. And some polling from the early voting states will count as well. So who's going to be there? Can we get the list of people that are going to be there? You're going to try to get Asa Hutchins. And let me see. Is Trump going to be there? I don't know. They're not. Let me see. Larry Elder said his owner is. They're not saying who's going to be there. They probably don't know because they don't know who's going to be able to meet that threshold. but I hope that Trump's going to be there. I read that Trump said he didn't want to debate, but hopefully he does. So again, that's August 23rd of this year. So we're talking about 5-6 weeks. Not long. It'll be here before you know it. Just next month, it will be here. Okay, so this is AP right here. AP says Republicans schedule first presidential debate for August 23rd, but there's no guarantee Trump will attend. Yeah, they probably don't know who's going to actually be there, and they're just trying to say, okay, here's a criteria that you have to meet. Here's the requirements you got to meet. Here's a criteria to be able to join, and if you could join it, then cool, you're invited. But if not, then you won't be invited. So we'll see. But I want everybody to be there. I want it to be like good old times. Remember when Trump first ran in 2016? Remember those debates? Some of the best times I've ever had in politics was right then during those debates. When Trump got on stage, remember the whole Little Marco? Oh, that was a beautiful time. So just to be able to have the entertainment value, number one, and then also to hear everybody out. I want to hear everybody out. I want to hear Asa Hutchinson give his elevator pitch. What are you going to do to improve the country, Mr. Hutchinson? How are you going to be able to fix things, Nikki Haley? Do you guys want to have Ukraine become part of NATO so we can get nuked to death and have nuclear winter like the Matrix where the sun was scorched? You want to have something like that where we get ruled by the AI? Is that what you want? Like, what are we talking about? Did you guys see that where Lindsey Graham said that he wants Ukraine to become part of NATO? I see why he got booed. I see why he got booed, because who wants that? Everybody knows if Ukraine becomes part of NATO, that's going to spark World War III, because Russia is, quote unquote, invading Ukraine. And by the way, hot take, Ukraine, Russia, Belarus, all the same. Ukraine, Russia, Belarus, Moldova, Transnistria, all the same. Anyway, if Ukraine becomes part of NATO and Russia is attacking Ukraine, then NATO must respond, because if there's any attack on a NATO state, the other states in NATO are going to respond. They're going to defend their state. It's just like NATO is similar to how the U.S. will operate with each state. If China was to attack California, for example, the U.S. would respond. Same thing with NATO. You see what I'm saying? So that'd be a bad idea. That'd be a terrible idea. And as a matter of fact, I think I have some pictures from a recent conference that your man Zelensky went to. And if you guys didn't see it, look at my man. Lindsey Graham backs Ukraine inclusion into NATO amidst divisive cluster munition controversy. There's no way. This would spark World War III immediately. It'd be no questions asked. As soon as that first rocket, drone strike, whatever, but come from a Russian arm into anywhere in Ukraine, boom, it's over with. Remember when they thought a Russian missile fell into Poland? Remember that? But really, it was a Ukrainian missile that they got from the Soviets. Again, Belarus, Russia, Ukraine, all the same thing. But when they thought that happened, they were ready to launch World War III immediately from one little missile that wasn't even from Russian origin. It came from Ukraine. Okay? But anyway, so your man Zelensky was at this conference. Let me see if I can find it right quick. And if you guys like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Yeah. So he was at the NATO conference. All right. This is going to be very awkward. There's pictures and whatnot here. We got memes going on. It was a mess. It was a crazy mess. Matter of fact, hold on. I know I can find it. RT, of course. Shout out to RT, my old friends over there at RT. I think they had a good collage of images over on the Facebooks of Zelensky. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. All righty. Yeah, I got quite a few videos on that from that. If you guys have seen it, you already pretty much know what I'm talking about. And I don't like the fact that he doesn't wear a suit. Maybe I'm just being bourgeoisie. Maybe I'm being an elitist. But I think if you're getting billions of dollars from us, the tax-paying citizens of the United States, whether we like foreign intervention or not, you could at least take a trip to Jose Bank, Brooks Brothers, Men's Warehouse, somewhere. Get you a rack suit at least. Go to Burlington Coat Factory, get a rack suit, and get your abuela or somebody to fix it up for you, please. I mean, good grief. You can even have, I'm talking about a rack suit. It's already hemmed, ready to go. Just put on a pair of Lululemon pants, slim fit pants with a blazer and a shirt, a polo shirt, something. This right here, not a polo shirt, because this right here is unacceptable. Look at this. Look at this, man. There's no way. It's like, come on, man. You're at a NATO conference, dressed like you about to go play basketball, like you about to go coach your son's little league football team. This is ridiculous. No. I don't have any sound on right here. But yeah, this ain't it, man. Everybody has on the suit. We're talking about heads of state in the World Conference. We ain't talking about just a regular event. Like, I would not wear that just if I'm going to an important place. If I'm the head of a state, I'm putting a suit on. Okay, or whatever my cultural clothing is. I know what he has on right there is not Ukrainian cultural clothing. That's Old Navy clothing. That is Marshall's discount clothing store type stuff. All right, we got more though. We have more. Yeah, he got on my starter kit, the ABL starter kit, but I would never wear a pair. I would never in my life wear a green polo shirt with a green pair of pants. Okay, I'm not going to do that. That is not how I operate. That's like pajama status. That's pajama vibes. I'm not with it. I would not wear that out in public. Matter of fact, I would not wear that at home. I'm not going to be looking like a Pez dispenser or a Gumby. I'm showing my age, so I'm going to go ahead and digress. So here's more from your man. So cringe. Okay, did y'all see that, or is it just me? What are we doing right here, sir? What's going on with that? You been hanging out with Hunter Biden, getting a little bit of that booger sugar? what's going on here, sir? You have a cold? Is it a little bit stuffy in there? What's happening? This is, man, come on, man. A dope fiend? Really? Is that what we're gonna do? We're gonna send billions to a dope fiend that can't even put on the suit? Man, I don't understand how much he boils my blood from the inside. He really does. All right, we have more here. And your man Joe looking like he don't know what's going on. Ancient Methuselah. Okay, we have more. So they're doing some memes of your man. All right, because he was standing right there kind of looking awkward. So they didn't put a mop and a bucket. They did a little bit of everything. Did the Fresh Prince treatment. They did all that. Gave him the Mario. They did a little bit of everything to your man Zelensky. All right. Do we have more? Yes, of course we do. And here's the picture I'm talking about. That's the picture that I'm referring to, the original picture of Zelensky looking lost, wearing his signature green. So you have a green short sleeve polo and you change from that into a green long sleeve carpenter type of shirt. Why? For what reason? This is all a game. It's all a game. And I have another video not of Zelensky, but of someone else that shows you how much of a game it is. All right. That's going to be a good one, actually, when I show it. Okay. And that's the Ray Epstein. Let me come back here. I have another video that's going to show you how much of a game it is. But that was your main man, Zelensky. And a lot of things you see with politics is all a game. It is all a game. It's not real. They do things only for the cameras. And that's pretty much all that it is. Now, this one is good. It's really good. It shows how ridiculous it is. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Let's take a look. And now I got to read what's going on here first. Then we're going to get into the video. So check it. The caption says, this is so surreal. The socialist Spanish minister uses a private jet to attend a climate conference. 100 meters before the venue, she gets out of the limo and takes a bicycle. The security cars follow her. You heard that right. So you go to the climate conference in a private jet. Already you burning a ton of fuel. A private jet is crazy with the fuel. It's inefficient. You got this big thing in the sky where you could have a big jet and spend a little bit more fuel and carry 200 people. You might get 8 passengers in the PJ, whatever, however many it is, not a full jet full, okay? And then you take in a limo, some big, crazy, gas-guzzling. I've never seen an electric limo, have you? And you know what's funny about electric cars is that you got to produce more coal to fuel electric. You know, they're trying to close down coal mines in West Virginia, my home state. But when they have a higher demand for electric cars, there's also a higher demand for coal. So you're bringing the coal jobs back to fuel the grid, because without it, the grid would crash with all these cars on it. But anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and watch this video right here. So it's a whole security detail of cars, and then her on a bike. And it appears to be an e-bike as well. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. So, I mean, this is so dumb. This is what I'm talking about. This is smoke and mirrors, politics. This is all for the cameras. And it's so, okay, you were in the limo. You were in the limo that's right in front of you. You got out of the limo and then got in the bike. Why not just stay in the limo? I mean, you were already in it. You didn't bike from wherever you live. You took a private jet, which is going to be gas guzzling. Then you have a security detail, limos right in front of you and behind you. These are also gas guzzling. So what are you even doing? It's all a game. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's so dumb. It is so dumb. So whenever anybody says, you know, we got to do things to protect the climate, the people that say that to you, the people that brainwash you into believing that, don't even believe it themselves. If they truly believe that, then they wouldn't be in the air all the time in the private jet. They're trying to preach to the average person who has never flown on a plane before. You see what I'm saying? It's like back to West Virginia. Oh, learn the code. We closing the coal mines. Learn the code. You're ruining an entire state's economy. You're killing entire towns of people, okay? And now they got to flee, or they're resorting to drugs or some kind of other illicit trade. You're killing entire economies because of your climate initiatives that you don't even follow. People that just go to work hard, produce coal for their entire country to be able to power the grid. They have never flown on an airplane before. They're not gas guzzling. They don't live in the big crazy estate. But if you're Al Gore, you live on a crazy estate that's going to be gas guzzling. The maintenance on that is going to be crazy. The carbon footprint of that big estate is going to be crazy. You're talking about 5 figures a month to power it, to clean it, to cut all the grass and whatnot. How much grass and electricity do the lawnmowers and tractors and whatnot use to maintain your property cost you per month, Al Gore? How much does that consume? Meanwhile, You're talking about Paw in West Virginia in a single wide, just cutting his grass in the front and the back at best with a regular push mower. And you're talking about learning the code, we're going to kill your job. I'm getting triggered, so I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. And speaking about dumb things that politicos say, let's look at your best friend, Kamala Harris, shall we? Let's take a look at Kamala. Now, we've heard about her saying some things before, right? Remember the whole thing about the passage of time? You know, the passage of time is amazing because the time passes and it's a passage of time. Then there was the whole thing about culture. It was a really weird explanation. Matter of fact, hold on. I might not have played that one before either. I want to play the culture clip. Then I'm going to play the clip about AI. Okay, we gotta see both here. We must see both because they are pretty important. Now, this is her. I might have already played it, but I'm gonna play it again. This is at Essence Fest at first, which was recently talking about culture. I'm gonna play that one, then I'm gonna play the new one. Check it out.
Well, I think culture is a reflection of our moment and our time, right? And present culture is the way we express how we're feeling about the moment. And we should always find times to express how we feel about the moment that is a reflection of joy, because it comes in the morning.
Amen. Amen.
We have to find ways to also express the way we feel about the moment in terms of just having language and a connection to how people are experiencing life. And I think about it in that way too. Well, I think.
Hey, here's a little bit of reassurance for you guys. One false move, if this man falls one more time the wrong way, if it's one more sandbag in the way and he falls the wrong way and something don't go right, that could be your very next president. Oh, yes, she could. Yes, she, number 47 right there. That could be her. Sure could. So that is a good bedtime story for you right there. That could be your president. And here's the next clip I want to show you guys. This is about AI. All right. Let's hear her thought-provoking statements on artificial intelligence. Let's check it out.
And I think the first part of this issue that should be articulated is AI is kind of a fancy thing. It's, first of all, it's 2 letters. It means artificial intelligence. But ultimately what it is it's about machine learning. And so the machine is taught. And part of the issue here is what information is going into the machine that will then determine, and we can predict then, if we think about what information is going in, what then will be produced in terms of decisions and opinions that may be made through that process. And I think the first...
Hey, I don't know about y'all, but I want to start crying. That was so thought-provoking. I want to bust out in tears when she said that it's about machine learning and it's about what you teach it. And if you teach it something, it's going to produce something. I was like, oh, that right there blew my mind. Hey, man. Hey, how about this? Bravo, Miss Kamala. That was amazing. Oh, my goodness. Yo, that could be your next president right there. I mean, good grief. Come on, Joe. You couldn't find somebody with half a brain to be right there in the seat next to you. It's like, look, okay, if you get an airplane, right, and there's 2 pilots, now you get the main guy just, flying the ship, doing his thing. The other guy probably should also be a pilot and aware of how to fly the ship. But in this case, we got a guy that's not flying the ship. He's being controlled by the outside. He's being controlled by the flight attendants about how they control the ship. And then the person next to him is just kind of hanging out, chilling, scrolling the phone, watching TikTok videos. Man, oh man. So yeah, Kamala, hey, I'm not sure what's next for you after your vice presidency, but if you were to become a professional TED talker, a public speaker or something like that, I'm going to all your engagements with a box of Kleenex for the entire crowd because there will not be one dry eye in the audience. You speak so well, so eloquently. Alrighty. But if you like what you're hearing so far from me, not from her, but if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We got a whole lot going on all over these interwebs. And where are we going to go? There's a lot happening that I could get into. I have a lot of videos for you guys. I don't even know where I'm pick up at. I don't know. But hold on. I think I may have some more videos, and then I keep on rocking and rolling here. All right. I'm going to keep on rocking. Let's see. Oh, here's a video right here. I think this is kind of an old video. I remember seeing this a while back. I'm just not sure when I saw this. Do you guys remember this video? If it's old, this might have been during the days like the heyday of the Trump hat being like really, really problematic for some people. If they saw a Trump hat, they wanted to get really triggered. I think it's an old video, but it's going viral again. You know how things are. You know, you get a video people haven't seen, and you throw it up some years later, and it goes viral again. But it could be something that's recent. All right. This is on Funny Marco's page. That's interesting. What we have here, if you can't see it, you got black guy, overalls, pair of brown shoes, like some boots or something, and a t-shirt up underneath with a MAGA hat on, apparently, a red MAGA hat. And then you have a white guy in, I think, what's that, a Tyreek Hill Chiefs jersey, a pair of jean shorts, and some Nike Shocks. That's a crazy outfit right there. If I see a guy wearing a baseball cap with a football jersey on and a pair of jean shorts and some Nike Shocks, I'm thinking if I hit him one time in the jaw, he'll fall on the ground. But I'm not about violence. I'm all about peace.
Over a Trump hat.
Now the guy is like pressing him. Guys that do stuff like this don't really want to fight. They kind of want to intimidate you because they think that you are soft or weak. They don't really want to fight. Guys that can fight don't do stuff like this typically, unless they're drunk or something. But I don't think that was the case. Is it old? I thought it was old. Yeah.
This dude was following this dude around Starbucks.
So this video is old. It wasn't a whole lot was going on, but it did go viral. At the end of it, he knocked the hat off, and there was no fight. You see, that's all that happened. And this is like a minute of them going back and forth. I tell you what, if there's a minute of talking and all this, you know, kind of posturing, they don't really want to fight. They don't really want to fight. You know, I'm walking away. I'll be like, hey man, it's all good. Don't even worry about it. I'm walking away. Now, if the guy decides to touch me, then we can go ahead and wrestle. We can have a great time wrestling if that's what you want to do. But I'm walking away because I know you don't want to fight. So we don't even got to do that. And anybody got time to be fighting, man? It's 2023. That video is probably old, of course. But anybody got time to be fighting, man? You know what I think is when people have fights, it's because of pride. Like road rage. What happens with road rage is you get really mad in your car because you think that the person can't do anything to you. You know, always get people that hit middle fingers and cut you off because they think you ain't gonna do nothing to them. So, but then when you are approached by the person, now you got to fight. Now you got to do something. Now you get that dose of adrenaline to really go out there and start the thump when you probably should just stay in your car and go to your destination. Okay, people just let the pride get in the way. But anyway, I digress. Is there more? Oh, we got more topics, of course. Many more topics. Oh, here's a big one. The TikTok challenges. Now, I did a video this week about the boat jump TikTok challenge. Have you guys seen the boat jump TikTok challenge? Well, let me refresh your memory if you have not seen it. There's an update on that. They said that the story is fake, but I'm not buying it. I think that TikTok is lobbying people to say that the story is fake. That's my opinion, and I'm going to tell you why I think that. But first, let's get to the the challenge, right? Let's get to the challenge and let's get to the original story. And then there is a follow-up to the original story, which I'm not buying. I'm not buying at all. They say the story is fake, but I don't think so. So first, hold on. Let me find the official. Yeah, there we go. Let's get everything lined up. Okay, boom. So here's the challenge. So the challenge says you're in the boat going high speed, jump off. You know, you film yourself doing it, you jump off, and that's the challenge right there, right? So you got all ages, you got young folks, old folks, everybody. But if you jump off of a speeding boat, that can be harmful because that whiplash ain't no joke. You can instantly die from that or get seriously injured. You may not, but you may. Okay, so we got a little montage right here of the boat jump challenge. All right, ain't nobody got no life vests on. I don't know if they can swim properly or what's happening. It could be anything going on. Okay, hopefully they are in shallow water or shallow enough water. So the original headline says TikTok boat jumping challenge that see people jump off of vessels moving at high speed is blamed for 4 deaths in Alabama as cop says victims broke their necks instantly. Now, check it out. That was the original story that was on social media. And it's not just that headline. I have an official article right here on the news website. It was on the news locally in Alabama. Now, I'm gonna play the video for you. Okay. Now, we're going to hear from rescue crews out there and local news in Alabama. And one thing I always say about news to see if it's real or not is to go to the local source because local news don't have a big incentive to make up lies like this. If it's like a local New York, Los Angeles, LA is something different. But Alabama, why would an Alabama news station make up a lie like this? For what? Okay. This is LA. This is LA, but still, it came from Alabama. You're going to see.
Warning about a popular TikTok challenge as the weather heats up. 4 people have now died in Alabama from the challenge called boat jumping. The trend has you jump off moving boats while the water might be still. With the boat moving, it's creating a dangerous place to land.
The 4 that we responded to when they jumped off of the boat, they literally broke their neck and, basically an instant death.
So, okay, did you hear that? Let's go back.
They literally broke their neck and, basically an instant death.
So this is Captain Jim Dennis of Childersburg Rescue Squad. That's him talking. He said the 4 we responded to jumped off the boat and they broke their necks, an instant death. That's what he said. That's what he said. But now they're saying that's not true.
If they're being filmed on camera, I think they're more likely to do something stupid because they want to show off in front of their friends or for like social media.
Rescue crews say they are seeing people of all ages attempt this challenge.
Okay, so that was the report. You heard from the rescue squad out there in Alabama. And now, check this out. On AP, it says, Fact Focus. A story about a deadly TikTok boat jumping challenge went viral, then it fell apart. Huh? I just heard him say that that's what happened. You had 4 people that died from jumping from the boat, and then it was an instant thing. They snapped their necks. That's what he just said in the video. Did I not hear that? Are they saying that the person was fake? Was that a hoax? They're not saying that the person that you heard from was lying. They're not saying that it was a hoax. They're just trying to say, oh, it was taken out of context, blown out of proportion. Well, how should I take it? I mean, what are we talking about exactly? Let's check it out, shall we? So, as the July 4th holiday approached, a local news report in Alabama warned of a deadly TikTok challenge that involved people jumping from a speeding boat. Quote, last 6 months, we have had 4 drownings that were easily avoidable. Jim Dennis, captain of the Childersburg Rescue Team, told local ABC affiliate station in Birmingham, Alabama, in a story that aired July 3rd. They were doing a TikTok challenge. Okay, so you said that they died. It's easily avoidable. They snapped their necks. They're doing the TikTok challenge. So how did the story fall apart? What are we missing? Let's continue. National and international news outlets snapped up the report, cautioning about the trend. But Alabama's main public safety agency says while there have been boating fatalities this year, no such deaths have been reported. A spokesperson for TikTok also says no boat jumping challenge is trending on its platform. So who's lying? Somebody lying. You think that the captain of the rescue team was out there saving these lives? You think he's lying? Or is it a TikTok spokesperson or Alabama government? Somebody lying, because it's not a misunderstanding. It's not like, it was pretty clear what he said. Now they're saying something different. So what's up? Let's continue. Now, here's AP again saying, look at the facts a little bit closely. Claim 4 people attempting a viral TikTok challenge have died jumping from moving boats in Alabama recently. The facts. The Alabama law enforcement agency, which oversees the state's public safety agencies, tweeted on Monday to dispel the viral rumors. Agency said its Marine Patrol Division had no records of boating or marine-related deaths that could be directly linked to TikTok or a trend on TikTok. It noted that one person was fatally injured after jumping from a moving boat in 2020, and a similar case in 2021, but now the death was linked to TikTok. In a follow-up email to AP, the agency provided details about 6 water-related deaths Marine Patrol investigated so far this year. None of the incident reports mentions TikTok or any such challenge. So there's more there, but I'm not buying it. I think that this is TikTok trying to cover it up. That's what I think, because my man was really clear what he said. He said that they were doing a TikTok challenge. It was for this year, and he's the captain of the rescue team. He's a guy that is leading the charge to go out there and save these morons, these dimwits, from themselves or to retrieve their bodies. So why would he lie about that? And why would a TikTok spokesman be a source to say that it didn't happen? Is a TikTok spokesperson out there in the water saving people? I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that there's a cover-up going on? Who do you believe? Do you believe the rescue captain out there in Alabama? Or do you believe Alabama's government and the TikTok spokesperson? I wouldn't believe anything from TikTok.com. The Chinese Communist Party running that. It's all kind of challenges on TikTok that have gone viral and that resulted in deaths. They're trying to downplay it. This is part of the reason why they want to ban TikTok, because here's the thing about it. It's so addictive, it's so enthralling and so captivating to people, especially young people, your kids and whatnot. They're really into it. They can put pretty much anything on there and people will do it. They know they have that kind of power. They can put it right in front of your face and you'll do it. Oh, the Benadryl challenge. Oh, the pass out challenge. Let me hold my breath until I almost die. And then when I do die, oh, well, it wasn't us. Let me jump the boat. Let me walk the plank and jump into the water off a speeding boat. And when I snap my neck and die, oh man, we didn't do that. You just, hey man, that was unrelated to us. You see what I'm saying? Oh, well, you know what? Benadryl challenge, your son shouldn't have access to the medication. You shouldn't have been doing that. That's part of the reason why it's a weapon. They can take this innocent app that everybody's hooked on, like digital heroin, then they could put a spike of that fentanyl in there and kill you. That's how they think. That's why it's very dangerous. And it's also spyware. It logs your keystrokes. It's a mess. And then not only can it basically infect your phone, it can also track you on other sites, even if you don't have TikTok. You could be on a regular website, just, browsing, doing whatever, and TikTok is logging your data and sending that right back to the Chinese Communist Party. And the thing about AI, artificial intelligence, the thing about algorithms, and by the way, AI, algorithms, all kind of the same thing. It's machine learning. They learn things about you from your patterns, from your behavior. Like I had a caller a while ago that you guys may have heard that was asking me about the phenomenon when you say something verbally and then you look on your phone a little while later and whatever you said is now on your phone. You see, these patterns, the way you browse your phone is very intelligent. Let me start over. The way you browse your phone gives algorithm, AI, a lot of information about you that you don't even know about. It's beyond your comprehension. It's beyond my comprehension. I don't understand what they understand. The thing is, it was a story about a woman being pregnant and she didn't even know it. And she went on their Facebook page and started seeing baby items. She did a test, pregnant. The algorithm could detect that she was pregnant before she was because of the way that she was behaving on her phone. TikTok, it could see your keystrokes. It could see, and then here's something else. The new app called Threads, which is also the same thing Instagram and Facebook will have. It shows you what data they're going to get. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up right quick. It had all kind of data about you. All kind of data. Let me see if I can find the picture. Okay, here it is. Now watch this. Now, to be clear, some of the same things are on Twitter and everywhere else. But check it out. Threads, the new Instagram Twitter clone, will have all this about you. Look, the following data may be collected and linked to your identity. Health and fitness. What does that mean? Well, on iPhone, you have the feature that when you have an Apple Watch or just your phone in your pocket, it can detect your gait, how you're walking, how many steps you walk, your heart rate, all of that. Okay, how many calories you burn in an hour, where you're going, where you're driving to, all that right there can be detected on Threads, on the Instagram app. So just from that right there alone, they know a lot about you. They know everything. Like as far as your physical movement, your height, your weight, your breathing patterns, all that. So from that data, they can glean a lot of information about you. So you think that it's microphone being on, it's deeper than the microphone. The microphone is irrelevant. If, put it to you this way, if a blind person has every other sense heightened to 1,000, they don't need sight. It's like Daredevil in Marvel, if I'm not mistaken. He doesn't need sight because he has all the other very strong senses. He can still see without sight. Now, financial info, I don't even know what that is. Are they going to be able to detect how many credit cards you have on your iPhone? Because on your phone, you can have cards. Will it be able to detect how many cards you have, where they come from, the institution, how much you have on your Apple card if you have that, your contact information. It can see your phone book, who's in there, the area codes, all that good stuff. Do you have any pictures on it? User content, it can see your picture, it can see your photo gallery, it can detect faces, all of that. Any kind of inappropriate things, it might see that too. Your browsing history, usage data, diagnostics, purchases, location, everything. Your search history, identifiers, sensitive info. What's that? Okay, you got stuff in your little hidden folder on iPhone. You want to be slick? Well, they can see that too. Apparently, maybe, I don't know. If they can see all that, they know a lot about you. It's just that simple. So, shout out to the internet. They have so much information that they can glean from this iPhone or your Android or whatever. It's scary. And if China has that, what are they going to do with it? They could do anything. They can have a challenge go viral because they know what people want. They can get all this data, have a very smart computer program, run simulations, and then they can see what would affect people a certain kind of way. Certain little sounds and certain things that they do, they know how they affect you. And that's how it goes. So when they're talking about AI being born in the Matrix, we're seeing the beginning stages of AI, and we're not ready for it at all. You know, we got these pictures floating around, these AI pictures floating around. We can't even tell the difference between that and reality. So when it gets really advanced, we're not going to be able to know what's going on. It's going to be a mess. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Alrighty, we got a whole lot happening here. Where are we going to go to next? Let's talk about, my man, the Atlanta area mayor. What's our man's name? Khalid Kamal. That's probably not his birth name, but different story. I digress. Khalid Kamal, this guy's like a Black Lives Matter, defund the police, one of these kind of guys, right? Now, this guy got arrested outside of someone's home because he just waltzed in there to quote unquote just check it out. He thought it was abandoned. Like, okay, he's saying things that don't make any sense. First, he says he thought it was abandoned, but it was his dream house. So your dream home is abandoned? Is that what we're talking about here, Mr. Mayor? Okay. Now, he's the mayor of South Fulton. This is a city in the Atlanta metro. Okay. I don't mean South Fulton County. I mean the city of South Fulton. Little confusing. You know, that's how Georgia is sometimes. Okay. You got Peachtree Street, Peachtree Road, Peachtree Boulevard, Peachtree City, Peachtree Corners. They could be 100 miles apart from each other. It's crazy how that works. But anyway, let me go ahead and pull up the actual news clip.
All right, new detail.
All right, let's not have it be done so early. Let's check out a news clip right here.
Tonight surrounding the arrest of South Fulton Mayor Khalid Kamal. Yesterday, the charges in Fulton County Court were listed as criminal trespassing and burglary in the first degree, but today, a 13-page document obtained by this television station works to offer more context and explanation behind the charges. Erica Murphy has more tonight from South Fulton on what is contained in the reports.
According to the documents obtained by 11 Alive, Khalid Kamal is alleged to have made his way onto private property along Cascade Palmetto Parkway sometime before 7 a.m. on Saturday. On site are a residence and a lake house, which the owner says is mostly used for storage. The owner of the property tells law enforcement surveillance cameras detected Kamal walking up the driveway and eventually inside that lake house.
So this man walked up the driveway and then inside the house. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I mean, come on. I'm not just going to walk into somebody's crib and you say you thought it was abandoned. I don't care. It could be abandoned. I ain't going to just walk in and you're the mayor, sir. You're not a regular person. You are the mayor. And remember, before we continue, this guy is defund the police. I hate cops. All cops are bad people. That's him. That's this guy. Pro-black, blackity black, Black Lives Matter, defund the police. That's him. But let's keep on going.
After calling 911, the property owner made his way close enough to make contact with Kamal, ordering him to, quote, stay put. The property owner admitted to carrying a firearm at the time, but that Kamal didn't say that he was a South Fulton mayor until after it was by his side. The warrants go on to say when Kamal came outside, he allegedly rejected those orders, going as far as to tell the property owner, quote, you can't give me orders. Do you know who the blank I am? I'm the mayor, and I'll wait for my police force to get here. When South Fulton police made contact with Kamal, he told law enforcement he was driving by the Cascade Palmetto Parkway property at the time and that it was his, quote, dream house. The criminal warrant states that Kamal was aware he was criminally trespassing at the time, but he alleged it was the property owner who was aggressive. Kamal also told authorities that the property owner had a firearm, but alleged that the owner told Kamal, quote, if you take another step, I'm going to shoot you. According to Kamal, it was not until after he was walking away from the property owner that he identified himself as the mayor. Today, 11 Alive attempted to talk with Kamal about what happened, but no one answered when we arrived at this address.
Nice house right here. Is that Mayor Kamal's house right there? My man, you just kind of getting greedy. If that's your house, it's a nice house. You want to just walk in the bando when you got this nice house right here? I don't really understand.
About what happened, but no one answered when we arrived at this address. It's Erica Murphy from 11 Alive News. Anyone there? We also reached out to the property owner, but we have not heard back. Kamal is free on an $11,000 bond and is due back in court on September 12th. Reporting from South Fulton, Erica Murphy, 11 Alive News.
Tonight.
So all this about, defund the police, all cops are bad, all this, that, and the third. He's like, yo, do you know the FIM? I'm the mayor. Wait till my police force gets here. It's like, really? Your police force? So before you got elected, it's the cops are bad, I hate police. But now, oh, that's my police force. Is that how it is? Is that how it works?
We received a new statement from the city of South Fulton saying the mayor back at his home and that officials anticipate his return to service for the city. We've tried to bring you the very latest information that officials anticipate.
Now, he didn't read the whole thing right here. I hate when they do that. I hate when the news will just read half a statement. The statement says the mayor has returned home and we anticipate his return to service for the city. We kindly request that you keep the mayor, council, and the entire city in your thoughts and prayers. What? The mayor in your thoughts and prayers for what? Why should we pray about the mayor? Like, what did he do to garner a prayer? I don't understand. To walk into a bando or his dream house, whichever one it is, I can't really tell. Okay, and he did an interview here.
Mayor, why were you on that property?
I just wanted to see the house. I do apologize to the owners. I thought it was abandoned.
What do you say to your constituents?
I apologize for the negative attention this has brought to our city. But I hope that the spotlight that is on our city right now will highlight some of the inequities that have been happening.
So you're guilty of the charges?
I think that's for the voters to decide.
My man, inequities, really? What are we talking about? You're like, everybody's black right here. What inequities? The reporter black, you black, the police black, you living in the black place. What are we talking about exactly? I don't understand. Like, don't walk into a house you thought was a bando, talking about some, oh, I didn't know. Just apologize and have that be that. I apologize. I shouldn't have done it. It was a mistake. You know, I apologize to the homeowner. You should just say that and leave it right there rather than trying to say anything else, rather than trying to get weird with it, you know? That should be what goes on. All right.
There are more questions than answers tonight for people living in the city of South Fulton. The mayor, Khalid Kamau, is free hours after being arrested on multiple charges, but the circumstances surrounding his arrest are still under wraps. Atlanta News First reporter Brittany Ford is at the Fulton County Jail. She's been gathering new details all day. So, Brittany, Mayor Kamau spent the entire day behind bars.
Well, Carla, yeah, and I can tell you, Mayor Kamau actually walked out of the Fulton County Jail here just hours ago, posting his $11,000 bond. Tonight, people in South Fulton are sharing their thoughts on the arrest.
I'll have more comments.
That's it.
Later.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you very
much.
much. Come on.
South Fulton Mayor Khalid Kamau denying questions from reporters as he bonded out of the Fulton County Jail Saturday. His arrest leaving the community in disbelief.
And he's supposed to be setting the example. Now he's incarcerated, which is a bad, sign for the city.
Right, exactly. There we go. Common sense, man, coming through.
It's sad.
That's kind of embarrassing to the city.
Kamau is facing charges of trespassing and first-degree burglary, seen smiling here in his booking photo. Authorities have yet to release additional details into what led up to the arrest, but the city of South Fulton sent this statement saying it is committed to upholding the law and ensuring that all individuals, regardless of their position, are subject to the same fair and just treatment. Going on to say there is currently an ongoing investigation.
Lack of leadership, because that's the problem.
This comes as the city of South Fulton has faced ongoing turmoil the last year, from lawsuits to leadership changes to alleged corruption in its police department. The arrest has some calling for changes.
He needs to step down. He just needs to resign.
It's not good. It's not good at all.
Now, I did reach out to several city council members this evening and did not hear back. The city, however, says that Councilwoman Natasha Williams will be stepping in as interim mayor. Reporting live tonight at the Fulton County Jail, Brittany Ford, Atlanta News First.
Brittany, thank you for that live report. Mayor Kamau has had his fair share of bumping heads, so to speak, with the city of South Fulton since taking office back in 2022. As Atlanta News First investigates has reported, there have been internal battles and a lot of finger pointing. So Mayor Kamau took office in January of 2022. He then called for the resignation of the city manager, the attorney, and the clerk. None resigned at that point. Council subsequently passed a resolution to publicly denounce the mayor's actions. By last summer, after the mayor accused the police department of corruption, its city council responded, accusing the mayor of misinformation. After, the city ultimately passed a unanimous vote of no confidence in its elected official, a move to obtain separate counsel to, quote, legally address misleading allegations harmful to the good order of South Fulton, end quote. Now, the vote was just to make a strong stand, not to actually remove him from office. The Parks and Rec director at that point had resigned, and this year, so did the city manager, citing a hostile work environment. This past spring, Atlanta News First reported about issues at an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, I remember that. Like the Easter egg hunt was like illegal or something. It had to get shut down. Like this guy is a nut. Like I don't know how he got elected. And I know there's one thing. His name on a little placard or whatever, it was lowercase, no uppercase in his first and last name. A weirdo.
The police chief had said the mayor did not obtain the proper permit, but the mayor accused the chief of using a child's event to retaliate against him personally. We have done extensive. Yeah,
so obviously the people in charge in South Fulton don't like this guy. They don't like this guy. I mean, and he just does dumb things, apparently. The guy is weird. He's 100% weird. Did you guys see the little right there? That's done on purpose. You don't have your first and last name in all lowercase like that if it's not intentional, because they capitalize the M in the mayor, but not the K's in Khalid Kamau. They probably got a correction. It's like, hey guys, it's not Khalid Kamau, it's Khalid Kamau. Who cares? How about unemployed? That should be what it is. Now, speaking about Atlanta, keeping it right there on ATL, can we talk about someone who made a good decision, someone who went from the left to the right? Her name is Misha Maynor. She is a state house rep in Georgia, and her district is right there in Atlanta. 56th district, right there, like West Side, basically. Or parts of West Side, like Bankhead, all of that, and down. Now, Misha Maynor became elected in 2021. She got inaugurated 2021 as a Democrat, and she's been trying to push for things that are going to help. Unlike your man Kamau, she's trying to go for school choice and funding the police, not defunding the police. And of course, if you do things like that on the left, you are persona non grata. You are somebody that's unwelcome. So it was all kind of stuff just levied against her. So then she went ahead and left. Now, let me show you what she was talking about before, which kind of sparked her decision to go ahead and leave the left and come to the right. And by the way, she is a black woman, so of course that made it worse. You know, if you're a black woman and do something like that, you're like the scum of the earth to a lot of people, especially your white liberals. Remember that video that was kind of old? I played from the beginning with the white guy in the football jersey and ball cap, you know, trying to confront the guy in the MAGA hat. That's the kind of vibe you get when you are a black person on the left and you leave and go toward the right. Okay. Let me go ahead and put this on the screen right quick.
Now, if you went to McDonald's every day and got a burnt hamburger and burnt fries, are you going to keep going back to that McDonald's? I know that Leader Beverly said, no, he's not going. And that's what the children are saying. I don't want to go where the burnt hamburger is. I don't want to go where the burnt fries are. I want a fresh hamburger. I want a fresh education. I want something different. Just give me something different. I am actually screaming because I am the child that will benefit from this. There are some things that are not all the way right for this, and we can fix that later. But if one child can benefit from this, then you should vote for SB 233. And for all the lobbyists, you do not have to roll your eyes at me when you see me. Because it's another subject that might come up that we might agree on. But just because we don't agree on this, and this is for my colleagues too, You do not have to treat me so badly because I am trying to help the children in my community. And Speaker, I yield the will.
Well, there you go. So that was, I think she was talking about before, talking about school choice, trying to get kids better education. And a lot of the lobbyists and whatnot, a lot of the left, they don't really like that kind of stuff too much. So they're rolling their eyes, treating her poorly because of that. So she's like, you know what? Okay, if it's like that, let me just go over here to the other side. Now, here is what she's saying right now. Here is her her video statement. Let's check it out.
I am State Representative Misha Maynor, and I represent District 56 in the heart of our state's capital. We have been on a journey together for 2 terms, and we've had some wins. But there is a better path, and we can do so much more. That is why today I am announcing that I am joining the Republican Party.
So there we have it. Going from the left to the right. Now, you know, it's all kind of stuff. They talking about, oh, she's a grifter, all this and that. It's like, if you really want to grift, go to the left and be over there. We saw Black Lives Matter. They raised Black Lives Matter. And when I said, I got to be very specific because, well, actually, ABL, Black Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter related entities raised $80 billion with a B, $80 billion in a very short period of time. George Floyd dies, and then that was the biggest money raising thing they could have ever had. They don't really care about black men. They care about black LGBT women, but black men only good for these leftist groups when they die because they can raise money off a dead black man, right? George Floyd want to smoke crack and die, and he dies in police custody. That's money raising. We can raise billions. Okay, that's how that goes. Black Lives Matter, big large mansions, big long money. Okay, that's what that is. Buying large mansions, big large money, big long money. That's Black Lives. That's BLM for you right there. Okay, dead black man, you dead. Rather than trying to improve the so-called community, rather than starting a school, rather than doing anything like that, rather than doing some real investment, let's get a big real estate portfolio. Let's have a real estate portfolio worth $9 million. And then when we go bankrupt, we can say we not making in the hole. Making it obvious. Look, we're going to spend $9 million on real estate and we're going to bankrupt the company and we're going to say we're $9 million short. I mean, you can't make it up if you try it. You cannot make it up. So the point being, if you want to be a grifter, if you really want to get money, just go to the left. They got it. They got it for sure. And you can commit crime and do whatever you want to do and nobody will do anything. That's how that works. All right. So yeah, shout out Misha Maynor. Again, she's for school choice, funding police, things that are actually going to help the community. Those things that she wants, a lot of the left don't really want. So she's like, you know what? I had enough of the games. I had enough of that. I'm going to go over here where I'm more welcome. Now, she's doing some podcasts and whatnot, if I'm not mistaken. All right. She has posted some interesting emails. And hold on, I'm gonna show one of the emails. One thing I can't show because it's a very inappropriate word. A very, very inappropriate word. And I'm willing to bet you all the tea in China, all the oil in Saudi Arabia, I'm willing to bet you that the majority of these emails come from the so-called loving white liberal that claimed that they supported her when she got elected. But now that she goes to the other side, they basically throwing the hood robe on, throwing the Klan robe on. All right. You can tell by some of the vocabulary. But anyway, let's just look at this right here. Check it out. Here's the email she posted from someone named Kenneth Dower. It's not doxing because I don't know where this person lives or the email address or anything like that. But anyway, it says, thank you for letting the world know what a complete moron you are and possibly a traitor to your country, because that's what the Republican Party is today. Nothing but GD traitors. I'm guessing the people who voted for you are super angry. You turned out to be an ignorant, selfish C-word. I can't read that. Somebody else, it was a different email with the same word in it. Anyway, you would never be reelected. You vapid, useless piece of, you know what? Signed, a concerned citizen who will always end up against Republican trash in all bold. I get that kind of email. I get it all the time. That's normal. I used to have one person who would send me that kind of email every day. You know, like I block and it was still kind of coming through for some kind of way. I don't really know. But yeah, that's what they do. That's the tolerant and loving love for you right there. Okay, that's how they operate. All right. Now let's see her here on Hannity with my man Leo Terrell. And shout out Leo Terrell. He has made the biggest transformation to see the light that I've seen in quite a while. So shout out to him. Let's go ahead and show her right here.
The two biggest issues have got to be school choice, which is what you're standing up for here, and law and order and safety and security in every town and every city, because that's not happening in minority neighborhoods all across the country, and they've been run by Democrats for decades. I'd like to know your thoughts.
I absolutely agree with you, Sean. The two things that I have actually run on in my district in Atlanta is education and public safety. It doesn't matter what part of my district that people are in, parents are asking for choices. Right now, there's schools that only 3% of children are meeting proficiency. That's not acceptable. The option that the Democrats are giving is keep them there until we fix it. We'll get it better soon. But it's been like that for 50 years. That's not acceptable. I didn't vote for it. The other thing, to your point, public safety. The Democrats wanted to defund the police. I was on Twitter with one of my former colleagues the other day, and she said, I never voted not to defund the police. And some constituents brought up her vote and said, this is the vote that you did. So we need to make some changes, and I'm happy to do so.
So yeah, shout out to her. I want to see many more people just like Miss Maynard that are going to go out there and see the light. Like my man Leo Terrell saw the light. I want many more to come to that realization that the way that they're voting and what they're doing is not making the difference. And if you get into office, you should want to make a difference. If you're just getting in there doing the exact same thing, that's a crazy freeze frame. Look at this. It's like, taking a bite out of crime. But anyway, that's not even better. But whatever. You want people to just get in there and make a difference. That's all that it is. All right. So yeah, shout out to her and everybody else that has seen the light as of late. All right. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, Los Angeles. So 50 Cent, the rapper, and I was watching Fox. And shout out to my man. What's my man's name? They got his son is working there too. You got his son. He does White House correspondence. I forget. It's not Pete Hegseth. I forget my man's name. But he was doing the story about 50. He was like 50 Cent. I was like, man, the cringiest thing when you got like the kind of boomer guys that say 50 Cent. That's so cringe. But anyway, 50, aka Ferrari F50. Put on his Instagram that LA is finished because of the bail policy they have, where certain kinds of crimes are not going to be, you won't have any bail. So you're accused of battery, you're accused of theft, things like that. You get arrested, but then you be let out with no bail, no cash bail. You just, okay, ROR, basically. You go out on the street. And they're trying to say that it's not going to reduce crime, it's not really a true deterrent, all kind of stuff. Which is bogus in my humble opinion. Maybe people that know more than me can refute what I'm saying, but let me get to what 50 posted on his IG, and then we're going to get into the full video. Because what he did was post a link to a video, well, the actual video he posted, and then he was saying basically what was going on. Let me go ahead and find that right quick. Here we go. So can I zoom in or nah? All right, I'm going to just read it. Anybody got time for all that? So basically, he posted the video right here, news clip. Then he said, LA is finished. Watch how bad it gets out there. Shaking my head with the eyes emoji. and then he was promoting his alcohol brands, whatever, everything like he always does. But this little tweet or Instagram post right there made a lot of news. It went all over the place because they're like, hey, 50 Cent talking about politics, talking about crime and whatnot. And what he said was correct. I think Deadline put out an article talking about his criminal history. It's like, why you got to talk about that? I mean, yes, he has a criminal history, but does it mean that he's incorrect? I mean, it doesn't really matter if a person has been to jail before. And actually, if a guy who has been to jail says that this thing would increase crime, maybe they might know what they're talking about. Maybe a guy who has engaged in crime understands how to have things in place that deter crime. You see what I'm saying? Maybe, just maybe, if somebody is a pyromaniac, a firebug, or whatever they want to call them, the guys that start fires all the time, maybe they'd be able to understand some telltale signs of an arson because they have experience doing it. You know, one thing I know about this whole Black Lives Matter thing before I get to the clip of 50 in the news and the LA bail, one thing I know about Black Lives Matter and a lot of these movements, people that are in it have never really lived any kind of street life. They don't understand criminality like that. They just are there because they feel guilty. A lot of them have like silver spoon in their mouth growing up. They feel like they have to give back. You see, I kind of have existed in all kind of worlds. I was always a good kid, doing right in the hood though. But so it's all around me. I see what's going on. I've experienced all kind of life. And one thing I know about guys that really go to prison, guys that really hurt people for real or have hurt people, guys that do that don't talk like Black Lives Matter, hands up, don't shoot. They don't say that. It's the ones that don't live that kind of life, that come from a more privileged environment, that say stuff like that because they don't understand what's really going on. They've never lived in a neighborhood where they got to get on the ground where they start hearing gunshots. I've done that a few times. Hearing the gunshots, get on the ground, go to the center of the house. You know, I had a cousin from Little Rock that told me that there'd be so many drive-by shootings that they had their TV stand on the floor. Like there was no TV stand. The TV would be on the ground because if they were to be sitting in the couch, it could be a drive-by at any point and they're right in the line of fire. So if they're already on the ground, they don't have to get on the ground. So that is my kind of world that I come from. That's the world that I come from, right? And people like that don't speak in the kind of ways that the BLM people speak. But anyway, I'm getting into a rabbit hole, so I digress. Let's go ahead and get into the video here.
Those who support no bail say this is finally a fair system. But I can tell you, after speaking with people in law enforcement, many call it the degradation of crime.
Starting at midnight tonight, the Sheriff's Department will no longer detain people for crimes such as theft, shoplifting, drug use, vandalism, battery, and a whole host of other non-serious, non-violent crimes that affect the quality of life of people here in Los Angeles County. LA
Deputy DA John McKinney explains that due to Judge Lawrence Riff's ruling, many people arrested will be released immediately without having to pay bail before their arraignment.
Judge Riff made the point of saying that he implored California officials like the sheriff, the chief of police, the district attorney, the city attorney. He implored them to testify to explain why he shouldn't issue this order, and he was surprised when no one stood up to challenge it.
No one challenged it. Not LAPD Chief Michael Moore, LA County Sheriff Robert Luna, or District Attorney George Gascon.
This system is not defensible. There is no evidence to suggest that money bail does any good.
Civil rights attorney Salil Dudani applauds Judge Riff's ruling and says the current cash bail system is unconstitutional and unfair.
The current system is not based on whether you're dangerous, on whether you're a flight risk, on whether there's really any need at all for you to be in jail. It's just based on how much money you can pay. That's not fair. It makes no sense.
Would you have challenged it?
I would have challenged it for sure.
Former Sheriff Alex Villanueva.
So the question is, when the judge said, hey, can you guys challenge what's going on? Do you guys want to step up and say that maybe this shouldn't go into effect as far as the zero bail policy? Why did nobody stand up and say this is not a good idea? Where was the kickback on that? There should have been some kickback, but there wasn't any from anybody. And why? That's the question. From Gascon, I understand he's woke, but what about anybody else? Nobody stood up. Why?
Believes it's a mistake that no one opposed the ruling, but he says with the current leadership, he's not surprised.
And the biggest impact actually is not going to be on the Sheriff's Department and LAPD. It's going to be on the other 45 municipalities that have their own police departments, because now they carry the burden of having to deliver their own inmates to court until their arraignment before they can go into the custody of the sheriff. That's going to be the biggest impact.
Under this new bail system, there are no second chances. If a person violates the bail schedule, they're put back on a cash bail system. From West Hollywood, I'm Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
So there you have it. There you have it. So you guys that are in California, LA, I mean, what's your opinion about this whole situation? Do you think that reinstating cash bail would help with the criminality problem? Or would it not make a difference? So you could just get arrested for battery, not robbery, a theft, something like that, and just get let out, whatever. I don't know. Crime is a problem out there in California. I'm not sure that this measure is going to take a bite out of crime. If anything, it's going to make it worse. I don't really see how it's going to impact it in a positive way. Because my thing is this, okay, what's the goal here? What is the actual goal? Is it to be fair to people? Is it to reduce crime? Do we have an overcrowding problem? Is that the issue? Are they just trying to let people out because they don't have enough space in the jail? I feel like that's a problem right there. They want to have the higher priority crimes in jail and then hope they come back and then get locked up in prison. But in the meantime, if they're not in jail when they're a suspect, they can go back out and commit more crimes. So you're going to have a higher crime rate out in the street in return for fewer people in jail because it's an overcrowding problem. That could be it. Hey, man, take some of that extra tax money you got and kick it around in California and build some more prisons, penitentiaries, jails, build some more of those if you need them, or crack down on crime. How about not letting people smoke crack out in the open air drug market or in a homeless encampment? How about not having squalid conditions in downtown Los Angeles? How about not having a slum literally right there in downtown? A slum. Skid Row, be clear. You know, they want to have fancy words, right? If you are an American and you immigrate somewhere else, they call you an expat. Why not just say immigrant? It's weird. In America, if you have a slum, they call it a homeless encampment. A homeless encampment? You mean a slum? That's what it is. I mean, look like Skid Row. I mean, come on. Like, what is Skid Row? Really? What is that if not a slum? If that ain't a slum, I can't tell. Hold on. I mean, it doesn't look like some of the slums like you might see in India or somewhere like that, obviously. But it's a first world slum. That's what it is. That is what's going on. Hold on. Let me see if I can. When I was in California, I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, what in the world is this? I've never seen a thing like that before in my life. Not just hordes of people just out in the open. I've never seen it before in my life. It's crazy. I've been to big cities, but Los Angeles, never seen anything like it until I saw it on my own 2 eyes in person. I was completely shocked. Completely shocked. All right, so stuff like this, I mean, what do you call that? It's a mess. I mean, what is that? So when you have stuff like this going on, it's just allowed to be open, and there's all kind of drugs all up in here. It'd be a guy on a bike, just like this right here in the center right frame. It'd be a bike just like that, and guys on it going from tent to tent, handing out drugs, because the thing about these tents is that they get services. This is part of the reason why there's so many homeless out there in California. Part of the reason, You know, some say, well, we got a housing problem. We have problems with it's too expensive to live. Yes, but you can also leave and move away from California. You can go somewhere else. You don't got to stay right there. People that are homeless can travel. Homeless people travel all over the world. Not all over the world, but all over the world too. Southern border, they say, oh, they're poor and hungry. So they're able to travel from a whole different part of the world to a southern border and get into the U.S., but an American cannot leave Los Angeles to stop playing games. They are there mostly because they're on drugs and they're using services. The people that are really homeless, you don't see out here in Skid Row like that. When I say really, I'm talking about those that are not on crack or heroin or something like that. You don't really see them too much. They're kind of invisible. You do have people that are not on drugs who are homeless, but they typically don't live in squalor like that. You know what I mean? Oh, the tents got all kind of stuff in it. The tents got all kind of stuff. You'd be surprised what you can build when you high on meth and crack and whatnot. You might die when you're 25 years old, but you can build something crazy in the meantime. Yeah, exactly, Humble. People go to California to become homeless, to be homeless, because it's nice weather year-round, Southern California, sun and fun, and they get services. That's the key thing, they get services. Why would you be homeless in some podunk nowhere USAville where you could be in California, see the movie stars, sun and fun, you get paid to be homeless, you get meals, you get drugs, needles, whatever you want. I saw a program, it might have been in Free Alto, Washington, where they were going to hand out tinfoil to people so they could cook their crack or something on it, or their meth, their heroin. I'm not a drug user, so pardon me if I don't know what the tinfoil is used for. Let me see if I can find that right quick. Seattle tinfoil. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, so here it is. Okay, hold up 1 second. I have it. Now, they did pause the plan, so they're not going to do it, but they were thinking about it. Watch this. Look at this. Okay, I don't want all that. What are we even doing? Okay, let's not. There we go. So Oregon County pauses plan to distribute tinfoils, straws for fentanyl users. So they were going to give you the drug paraphernalia. Hey, you want to use fentanyl and die right here on the street? We'll give you the tinfoil and straws to do it. Okay, so we want you to be safe. We want you to have these things, right? We don't want you to use dirty tinfoil or dirty straw because you might get something on your lip or something crazy like that. Now, you might hit it a little bit too hard and die right there on the street, and we got to come scoop you up, but it's all good. But they've paused that plan. They may still hand out free needles for you to shoot your heroin, but not the tinfoil and straws for the fentanyl, right? And you know the funny part about this? The funny part about this is that they'll give you plastic instruments to use your drugs, but you go to Starbucks, you got to use a paper straw. So paper straw in Starbucks, according to the city, but a free needle, free straw, free tinfoil for your fentanyl, for your heroin or whatever. When you go into the Starbucks bathroom to shoot up to get geeked, you can use a free plastic needle, but you got to drink from a paper straw. I mean, the dumbest thing in the world. The dumbest thing in the world. It's like, okay, we trying to reduce the waste. Maybe don't give out a bunch of these big plastic needles. Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't enable drug addiction. I mean, come on. Maybe don't do that. The paper straws are the worst thing in the world. It's to the point where if I go to a place where I know they're going to have that, I'd rather would just have a straw somewhere in my pocket. I don't know if they have compact straws. Give me a straw that folds in 4 places, a plastic straw, so I could put it in my pocket so it won't bend or get weird in my pocket. When I extract it, it's nice and straight like a regular straw would be in plastic. I throw it away or whatever. You know what? I want one of those. And I want to be in some woke restaurant where they got all paper straws and then be like right here with make eye contact with the waiter. Like, what's up? With the paper, with the plastic straw and no paper. That's what I want all day long. So yeah, shout out to a lot of these places on the left coast that are going to give out all this free stuff. You know, anybody got time for that? Oh yeah, that's something else. AMG says, what about all the disposable coof masks that ended up in the garbage? Not only in the garbage, but on the ground. On the ground. I'm talking about. Hold on. I saw like a whole landfill full of those. They're all on the ground. They're in the water. They're everywhere. Masks were like tumbleweeds on the ground. They ended up in the oceans, everywhere. It was a mess. And then I'm not gonna play the video, but you already know what I'm talking about, where you see how these masks are made. From ashes to ashes and dust to dust. They come straight from the dirt, and then they go right back to the dirt. You got some dudes wearing tank tops in India, sweating and everything, no deodorant, no nothing. They get their feet all on your masks, making them in a sweatshop, right? Cranking them out. They had so many masks. How are they being produced so quickly? They're going to cut corners in production, safety, and all of that, quality assurance. Ain't gonna be none of that going on. It's gonna be some guy at a knitting machine in a slum, a real slum in India, making your mask. It's gonna be on the ground. Ain't gonna be no sanitation going on. You put that right on your face, and then when you get done, you put it right on the ground, and then it goes to a storm drain, into the water, into the drinking supply, reservoirs, all of that good landfill. It's crazy. It is totally crazy. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Yeah. I cannot do a metal straw. That's a little bit too hardcore for me. That's a little hardcore. At that point, I might as well drink with a knife, because it's just the sharp edges. I can't do nothing with it. Give me a plastic straw or give me death. I cannot do a metal straw or a paper straw. If I had a gun to my head, metal, I guess would be better. And then my thing is, okay, metal straw, is that going to be disposable? How are they going to clean that? How can you clean a metal straw? You see what I'm saying? Because it's so thin, how can you really clean that? With a pipe cleaner? You know anybody going to do that. They're going to put it in a dishwasher. And coming from a former dishwasher at a restaurant, there's no way for a push washer to get something that's that thin clean. It's impossible. You got to clean those with a pipe cleaner individually. Anybody got time for that? Half of the time, the water in the push or automatic conveyor belt dishwasher is going to be dirty anyway. So you're getting dirty water, all kind of particulates from the previous load. All of that's going to be on your stuff. Anyway, I digress. I'm getting triggered. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. We got super chats on deck. If you like what you're hearing, I know what to do. We got super chats on deck. Then we're going to get into the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Do not be afraid to call. All right. And let's go to S4, who says, hey, ABL with the piece. Thank you for that. Thank you for being an ABL supporter. I appreciate you. Thank you to Stavros S, who says, hi, ABL. Did you hear they want to pass Black fathers to not pay child support? Yeah, that was the Reparations Council in California. They ain't gonna go nowhere. They're asking for everything. They're asking for 3 hots in the cot. Not 3 hots in the cot. They're asking for 40 acres in the mule, $100 billion. They got all kind of things. I don't know about Gavin Newsom even formed that thing, because they're not going to do anything. So in case you are not familiar, there is a reparations task force in California, in San Fran, I think, specifically. And their whole thing is to figure out ways to give Black California reparations. And they're talking about all kind of fanciful things. And one thing they proposed was to eliminate child support for Black fathers. The dumbest thing in the world. It ain't going to happen. They're not going to propose anything that'll pass. It's just a waste of time. It's a complete waste of time. There is zero incentive for California to do any of this. There's none. The only way they might do some things from that council is if Newsom becomes the DNC's nominee. If he becomes the nominee, then they may do something because that'll help him in the race. But beyond that, they have no reason to do anything for anybody in California beyond who they're already servicing. You already got really high cost of living. You can't afford to live there. People are leaving. They're going away. There's no reason to do anything for anyone beyond people that smoke crack for a living and the very rich. You're somewhere in the middle. Hey, man, good luck. Good luck with that. They want automation, so you won't have the crackheads all in Denny's, making your breakfast and whatnot, slobbing on your food when they're in the heroin lead. It'll be a robot in the back in the wealthy area making the food for them. That's where we're going. And then those that when they smoke crack, they'll be outside begging for change. That's how that's going to go. Then they'll get services and whatnot from the taxpayer money. If you're in the middle and you're not uber rich or a heroin user, you got to go to Arizona or Utah or somewhere like that. Thank you to Grant Dan, who says your retired Chicago police officer friend might be George Carlin under an alias. All jokes aside, thanks for being who you are. I and many people look up to you. Great work. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate you. Thank you to Matthew Richardson, who says, great chat. Get your hate ready. Gonna call in. No White Guilt says, Harris so witless, you tried to climb Mountain Dew. Old school jokes. Thank you to Jamie, who says, next time you're at the store getting your hint water, you should try Prime Hydration. It has coconut water in it, so you'll like it. The Logan Paul drink. They said that Prime had a lot of caffeine in it. It was like almost 2 cups of Red Bull per 16 ounces. Let me see if I can find that article right quick. So yeah, like this right here. And that drink, I've not had the canned drink. I've had the one in the plastic bottle. Man, it was pretty good. It was kind of sweet. Kind of a little too sweet for me. I don't like really sweet drinks. I like, again, I don't got a sponsorship yet, but I like drinks that are kind of mild. Topo Chico, mineral water, I like those. The hint waters, like coconut water, real coconut water, I like that. I don't like candy type of drinks. And Kool-Aid, all that kind of stuff. To me, Prime is like a Kool-Aid. It's too sweet for me, actually. But he said, but this headline right here says, Logan Paul's Prime energy drink under scrutiny over high caffeine content. It says Chuck Schumer, the majority leader, has asked the FDA to investigate a popular beverage created by the YouTube influencers Logan Paul and KSI over its high caffeine content. They said that it had, hold on, it says, let me see. So they want FDA to investigate. He says that it has caffeine levels equivalent to about 6 12-ounce cans of Coca-Cola. Hold on, here's the thing right here. It says Prime offers 2 kinds of beverages, Prime Hydration, the sports drink that does not. Okay, so you're talking about the one that does not have caffeine. I'm not sure which one I had. I had one of them. It was too sweet. But then you also have Prime Energy. Okay, all right. See, that's why we read, because you're talking about the Prime Hydration with no caffeine, but the Prime Energy has 200 milligrams of caffeine. All right, so that's a difference. So I'm glad I read the article. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. Thank you to Paradox, who says, peace, man. Thank you to that. Thank you for your donation. Thank you to Luke Maldonado, who says, thumbs up. Thank you to Nunu Girl, who says, ABL, you look marvelous. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to Lothair, who says, free my homie Jimmy Lay, down with the CCP. Also, if you're wondering, yes, I had fun ghost hunting. Thank you to Stairs, who says, well, we found out who the cocaine belonged to in the White House. Nope. We know who it belonged to, but we're not going to get an official word. We're not going to get that quite yet. And thank you to Lothair, who said, keep up the good work, ABL. You are awesome. Thank you for that. Definitely appreciate you. All righty. We got calls on deck. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. There's also an email for Skype in the description box. If you can't get on that way, don't blame me. Blame the white man. It's not my fault. But the number to call, 434-658-1220. The number is always in the description. And at a certain point, it's right there in the ticker below the video. All right, Matt, what's happening?
Anthony, what's good, man?
It's all good, man. Can't complain.
The podcast is going great. Hey, do you know who the first president candidate that supported gay marriage was?
Obama?
No, he was strictly opposed to it.
He was until he wasn't.
No, as a candidate, he was strictly opposed to it. It weren't Hillary, but it was Donald Trump. And I think there's a lot of things that Donald Trump is for and a lot of things that he's against that make sense. And probably his biggest character flaw is that he didn't pick the right people in Washington, D.C. And in order to be faithful to that guy in Washington, D.C., it takes a lot of backbone. And whether it be Barr, who was like a swamp creature, or Jeff Sessions that resigned right away, he had no friends whatsoever. And all these people that really thought Ron DeSantis was a friend should probably check again. I mean, the guy's a straight up goober. And the only reason why he's been successful in the least bit whatsoever is because he's surrounded by friends. He would get completely chewed up and spit out in Washington, D.C. And even right now, when the media is not anywhere near as close as critical of him as they have been of Trump, still people support him. A lot of people in your chat support him. I feel as though you've taken him seriously. Can you finally say that Ron DeSantis cannot be taken seriously?
I mean, I don't really know. I think what's happening right now with DeSantis is that he's not running his campaign well. I don't understand what's going on. I like him, but the campaign's not going very well. So I don't know if I can't take him seriously, but I think he needs to fix that campaign or else it's pretty much a wrap.
Yeah. Can it be true that probably what's really going wrong is that as he's ham-handing around or glad-handing and out on the campaign trail, he kind of looks like a goober?
I'm not sure.
Have you ever heard him laugh?
I can't say that I recall.
Ron DeSantis has no gravity. Donald Trump walks into the UFC, and the whole place is basically in his, the breathing rarefied air. It's night and day. And I don't know. I mean, if I could say the N-word one time, it probably. I mean, I could ask you. I ain't gonna say it. I think Donald Trump is more of an N-word than any of the other N-words out there. You got Hunter Biden, right? That his own dad said on the Senate floor, if you've got 5 grams of crack cocaine, you're going to jail for 5 years. Gave a whole speech on cracking down on that. Tough on crime. He's got the Secret Service going and getting the firearms, the background check forms from the firearms dealer to cover for him for a gun in the trash. You got whether it be basically he's a fortunate son that Creedence Clearwater Revival couldn't even have imagined. I mean, there's never been this level of nepotism in the world, I don't think. I mean, he makes Kim Jong Un and Kim Jong Il kind of look like, basically distant cousins. Donald Trump is the real N-word, and this is why you see 50 Cent. And I'll say 50. I don't care.
Okay, let's pause because the chat's confused. I'm confused too. So you're saying real N-word. I'm gonna just explain. And then you could just move on because you probably don't want to say it no more. Actually, don't say it no more. I'm gonna just say what you probably mean. You probably mean that he's like a real good guy, not good guy. How am I trying to say it? That nope. He is. Listen. Don't even. You're trying to say that he is authentic.
He's more street than any of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's street like you mean like authentic, like a real person, authentic because he wants to crack down on crime and he's not fake. Is that what it is?
No. Anytime someone says there's racial disparity or anything like that, oh, I'm treated this way because of XYZ. Donald Trump is really treated that way. If Donald Trump was driving down the road and got pulled over, and the federal government were the police officer doing it, he'd be treated exactly the way that Black Lives Matter thinks that a random black person's treated. He's real. I think Ice-T said something to this effect. 50 Cent is starting to hint around it. I'm shocked like someone like Snoop Dogg hasn't clued in on this at this point. Trump is real. I think the black community by and large has completely lost their damn mind, and they usually say real knows real. I think the black community is overwhelmingly deluded, and they don't know real if they saw it in their face.
Okay.
So this is why, basically, this is the ideological plantation that Candace Owens is talking about. People of color, by and large, and this is what is so remarkable. I can't remember who you showed that switched parties. That woman that switched parties. Can you name drop her again?
Misha Maynor.
Yeah, I mean, this is why this is. I mean, she's an exception of the exceptions. People will continue to pull the lever. People of color will continue to pull the lever for black people that are Democrats, and you'll never. I do not think this will ever break. This will never happen. And we can try to reason with it. We can just try, there's just no way off of this ideological plantation. And that one of the reasons why I want to say this explicitly on your show and to your chat is when Donald Trump comes in to office, people are going to line up and they're going to kiss his ring and pledge oaths of fealty, just like some Viking, some Viking earl. And Donald Trump is going to do to the country exactly like the way that I fixed the Wi-Fi. We're going to reset. We're going to pull the power out of the router, which is basically he's going to declare martial law, and all these traitors are going to go to Guantanamo Bay. And then he's going to plug the country back in. And everybody's going to have to go along with it. And it might not be by way of winning an election, because I do not think Donald Trump can win the election. He will never be able to cheat, never be able to ballot harvest as much as the people in the cities are going to be able to do it. But something really serious is going to happen. And people of color in that community in general are not going to be any help. They're going to continue to be confused.
All right, well, we got a lot more calls online, so I appreciate you, man, as always.
Yeah, man, be good.
All right, now.
Bye.
All right, shout out to Matt. Hey, Matt warned y'all. He was like, he super chatted before he called. He super chatted. He said, "What did he say?" He says, "Chat, get your hate ready. I'm going to call in." That's what he said at about 8:50. So he wasn't lying. He warned you. He warned you. All right. Shout out to Matt, my man. Okie dokie. Let's go to let's go 484. Get on line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, how you doing this evening?
It's all good. What's happening?
Hold on, let me pause the TV, because I'm thankful that you picked up so I don't have to listen to Maxi Pad mutton chops that you were just speaking to. That guy lives in his grandma's basement, does he not?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Did you see Andrew Tate and Tucker Carlson's interview today or yesterday?
I've seen some of it. I've not seen the entire thing though, but I've seen clips from it.
It's pretty good. I watched about 2 hours of it today, and it is inspiring. As I'm a 44-year-old man, and yet I look at what I've done, my opportunities, and things that I have left out that I could have done better. And I think everyone should watch it and at least make their own opinion about it. What are your thoughts on the little pieces that you have watched?
I mean, from what I saw so far, it seemed pretty good. I think what I saw so far was about, well, I don't want to say what it was on the air. That was kind of a little bit much, but I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was, I thought Tucker did pretty good, just allowing him to be able to express himself and giving them a platform to be free rather than like BBC, but they try to get you into a headline or a sound bite, and they're not going into it with good faith. They want to be deceptive. I don't like that. I think Tucker is a fair interviewer.
I believe so too. My name is Hunter. I'm from Skippack as well. I called you one other time. But no, I think that's fantastic. I was calling for a little bit of Uncle ABL. Is that okay if I ask you Uncle ABL question, advice?
Okay, let's hear it.
So a friend of mine of 25 years came to me upset, crying that no one ever helped him and needed a vehicle. So I told him, said, hey, take my little pickup truck, little S10 pickup truck, start making payments on it, and then we'll get it out of my name and you can, work it off. My boy of 25 years disappeared 3 weeks later, never heard from him. Now I'm getting in the mail Easy Pass registration tickets heading south to Florida. I believe he's in St. Petersburg, Florida. What would you say to individuals that trust friends or family to give them something valuable and try to help them out, trying to give them a leg up a little bit? Do you think it's worth it, or do you think you shouldn't do that for individuals or family?
I mean, you have to understand, you do something like that, there's a risk that they might do something they shouldn't be doing. There's always a risk involved. So if you're going to do something like that, you got to just understand that you're taking the risk. It's a gamble, and it might not pay out well for you. The person might do right. They might, abide by whatever you guys agreed on, but they might not. And whatever happens, you got to deal with it. It is what it is. And it's unfortunate that it happens sometimes with friends and family, but that's just the nature of people. Sometimes you just do things just because they don't really care too much about friendship or anything like that. And it might not have ever been a time where the opportunity was available in your friendship, but then here it comes. He's in a bad situation and he does you wrong to help himself. That happens, unfortunately.
I believe that. And your Uncle ABL, should I pursue it and try to find my truck, try to find him, or should I just agree that, hey, it cost me $3,000 to find out my friend wasn't my friend?
So is that how much the truck costs?
Yeah, it's a little old S10 pickup truck, but I'm a single father. I have a 5-year-old child. That $3,000 is 3 months rent for me.
So it's in your name? The truck is in your name?
Yep, registered in my name, inspected in my name, insured in my name. Yep.
Well, really, you could pursue it. You could call the police and report it stolen, or you could call your friend and be like, go ahead.
No, I have. It is reported stolen by the state police in Pennsylvania. And it's all documented when he stole it, when he took it. But I'm just asking you, Uncle ABL, should I let it go, or should I pursue it and continue to try to find that $3,000? Like I said, is 3 months rent for me.
Yeah.
Or should I just take it as I lost a friend and it cost me $3,000 to find out my friend is a POS?
Nah, I mean, I understand you might want to do the latter, but the problem is that it's in your name, so now you're liable. So if this guy wants to get into a wreck, if this guy wants to keep racking up tickets, now it's coming to your address. That's going to be on you. That's going to be something you got to take care of. So the $3,000 is just the $3,000, but then there's other things that come into it. So you need to pursue it because it's your vehicle still, and whatever comes with it, you're liable. He's not going to care about speeding tickets or traffic or whatever, Easy Pass, he'll do whatever he wants to do. And then that could last for years. So you need to pursue that, get it out of your name, get it recovered, and have that be that. Because it's one thing if it was just some money that was lent to you. It's hard to get that back. But then you're talking about a vehicle, and then it's in your name, that can have liability. So like he could kill somebody in that vehicle, driving drunk. You don't want yourself to be linked to that at all.
No, I appreciate it. His name is Jason Thomas Bowles.
Oh no! Well, you can't do that. We can't. I can't put his name out.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, I appreciate you, ABL. You're awesome. You're looking good and clean tonight. You're looking fresh. I listen to all your stuff. Watch all your stuff for the last probably at least 7 years. You're doing good. I watch you religiously, and I appreciate you. God bless. And I hope you watch that the Andrew Tate, Tucker Carlson thing. I think it's very powerful for young men and also, middle-aged or old men to do the right thing and, work hard and, be the best man that you can be.
Well, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. God bless.
All right, shout out to the caller. Yeah, definitely keep the police in check, but I can't. I'm not the police. Don't tell me to do all that stuff. I can't do nothing for you on that one, boss. But yeah, so yeah, definitely get the police involved because that's in your name. You're liable for things happen to that car. Something happens, they gonna come to your house. Okay, this is your name. This guy's in your vehicle selling drugs. All this. No. We don't got time for that. 2023. Ain't nobody got time to get caught up in no criminality because some guy wants to take your car and go all over the country with it. All right. 859, you're on the line. How much speaker to?
Yo, ABL, how's it going? It's Luke's Fair Libertarian. How's it going? I'm happy to see the show, Uncle ABL. Love it. You're doing great. And a matter of fact, I'm a bit toasted.
Oh, okay. Well, everything's good.
Much love, man. Also, man, I want to say something here, man. I like your show, man. You do a really good job of what you're doing in your journalism and stuff like that. And you know what? You were talking about college on one video, one live stream I called up, and we talk about college and how much money it is. Tim Pool, man, he never went to college, man, and he's making a tons of money. What he's doing, this guy went out in war zones and made a living,
Right.
And to me, that's what I'm doing with my ghost hunting, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't need these college schools who teach this woke garbage to people that doesn't teach them anything. Basically, it's this propaganda and a cult. It is what it is, and I'm right. And it's the reality is nobody needs college. A trade will do just as fine. I'm doing what I want to do and doing what I love, and hopefully one day I make some good moolah for it, man.
Well, hey, hopefully it works out. You could do a lot of different things, especially in America. You can go a lot of different ways to make money here. So shout out to you.
And you know what, ABL, I love this country, man, because we have a freedom of speech, we have a freedom of civil rights, and it's thanks to our founding fathers. And a lot of people these days, they take that stuff for granted. I always say all these little these activists who complain about America, without the founding fathers and that quote of freedom of speech, the First Amendment, you wouldn't have gay rights. And it's the reality. I'm a bisexual male, and I could see that. My mom went to the military. She has a Purple Heart because she got shot in the leg, and she was fighting for my civil rights. And that's why I'm more proud of veterans than my own lifestyle. It is what it is. I'm not proud of it or I'm not ashamed of it. It is what it is, man.
Right on.
Hey, much love, man. Hey, I'll talk to you later, man. I know you have tons of calls, man. Oh, by the way, I want to give a shout out to that. Was it the Philadelphia cop or the
Chicago?
It was officer called the Chicago. Dude, he should have his own YouTube channel. Dude, he is awesome. He always has something nice to say, bro.
All right, man. Well, thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay, one more last thing. I'm sorry. Okay, on the live chat, say 420 if you're baked like me, bro. See ya.
All right, now. Okay, I didn't hear the last part. Hey. All righty, let's keep on going here. All right, Tariq, what's going on? I can't hear you, boss, if you're talking. All right, I don't know what's going on with your mic. I cannot hear you. Hello, are you there? All right, I don't know what happened. All right, let's get back to Tariq in a little bit. The phone lines are RJ and Pat. Y'all please hang tight. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Let's go to 864. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Bill. This is Turk Stud still from Greenville. You remember a couple of weeks ago I told you about the two aliens in my backyard? One was holding a pitchfork and one was holding a shovel. Well, I've got them trained now to cut yards. So I'm making some money. And the kids love them. The kids love them. So now I'm going to try to teach them how to clean the roof, so I will be ready this fall, so I can make a little bit more money.
Well, there you go. Got your own little force.
I love your show. I love listening to you. I've been listening to you, I guess, probably about 6 months now, and I never miss you. So I'll hang up and let you go.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
All righty. Shout out to my man for the call. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. I could not do the show without you. You guys are hilarious tonight. The calls I'm getting right now are funny. That's all I can really say about that one. All right. And the calls are coming in fast and furious. So, y'all, please hold tight. Let's go to. All right. Hold on. All right. Call on speaker 2757.
Peace, ABL. It's Michael Critchlow from Newport News. Yeah.
All right, man. What's going on?
Hey, man, just living out here in Virginia, man, living the life and trying to pay some bills and, take care of myself, stay out the way, man,
That's right.
Hey, so, I've been calling into your show maybe for probably got on a couple times, within the last year or so. And I never mentioned to you, I think I mentioned to you on the first time I ever called that I'm a small business owner. I don't know if you remember that or not, but the business that I run, I'm a bail bondsman here in Virginia in Newport News. I've been doing it for 20 years. Okay. So the question that you kept raising about, not even you, in the report about LA and the whole bail reform and the zero bail.
Yeah.
The question that's being raised is, why are none of the leaders in the community, why are they not speaking out against it? And I think I can give you a little bit of insight as to why. So, Sheriff's Department, the judges, the lawmakers here in Virginia and a lot of states, they think that the bail bond industry is just like a profiteering mechanism. You know what I mean? A lot of the legislatures, lawmakers here in Virginia, a lot of other states, they don't really understand bail, so they just see it as a profit mechanism for the bail bond industry to make money, and that's pretty much the bottom line. Like a lot of the reports, I mean, the bail, and I got to give you your props too, because you've been talking about this for a while. You know what I mean? Like bail reform, it's like old. You know what I mean? And in my personal opinion, I think that they actually lost the war. They lost the argument when the defund the police movement came about. Because when defund the police movement came about, bail reform was already out there, and people connected the two. So what happened was a lot of these. So I can't remember what year it was, but we had a situation where the lawmakers in Virginia, they contacted all the bail bondsmen to have a conference of sorts. So we got to sit down with a lot of lawmakers and talk about the importance of bail here in Virginia. And at the conference, they had this was a time when Democrats controlled the General Assembly in Virginia. And what had happened is that they were asked questions that were put on a teleprompter. They were given scenarios as far as people who got arrested. And they were asking the lawmakers, which mechanism would you think would be best? Cash bail, release on your own recognizance, or put them on a pretrial services program? And a lot of the times, like 70% of the time, even the Democrat lawmakers in Virginia, they were saying that, these people who are getting arrested for the same crimes that the folks in LA, like the quality of life crimes that they're trying to let people go without having to pay bail. The Virginia lawmakers, the Democrats, they even saw that those crimes that they're going to be releasing people for in California, that those people actually should have bail. And this was like years ago. So like you still see like some states, like I think Illinois, and of course now Los Angeles is trying to do zero bail. But nationally, I follow like the American Bail Coalition, and I get like the emails, and I get like I've done. I don't know if you're familiar with the Bearded Black Cowboy in Texas. He has his own little radio show podcast. I've done 2-hour interviews with him on his radio show. I'm so like the bail reform thing is so. I'm just so sick of talking about it. But I never really, and I've called into your show and talked to you about other things, but I never really talked to you about what I do for a living because, when I call in, I just want to talk about what you're talking about, the current events.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't mean to ramble on you about that, but I guess I wanted to provide a little bit more context. Like the people, like the lawmakers and the sheriffs and whatnot, they see like bail bondsmen as just people who are profiting off of people's misfortunes, and a lot of a joke amongst us bail bondsmen is that it's funny that they don't look at attorneys the same way. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because attorneys, they profit off of the misfortunes of people too. Like somebody gets arrested, they have to hire an attorney. You know what I mean? The funny thing about that is that, like I said, the joke amongst the bail bond community is that with an attorney, if you go to jail and you have to hire an attorney to represent you and you pay him thousands and thousands of dollars, there's no guarantee that he's going to get you off of that charge.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But what's funny about it is what we get upset about is like, okay, you get in trouble, you have to call us to bail you out of jail, but we guarantee your freedom. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and it has a lot to do with just the perception of the bail bond industry, and a lot of these reports that you see out here about bail reform, it's kind of like how the Democrats and the left, they want to come after the coal mining industry and how they're trying to attack it's just another industry that the left is just trying to eliminate. And a lot of lawmakers, they don't really see the importance of the bail industry in our country, because if there's no bail industry, if there's no private sector to look for these people who jump bail, then that means that the taxpayer is going to have to pay for that. You see what I'm saying?
Right on.
Yeah. So I just want to call in and I guess add some color, as they say, or I'll give you my 2 cents on that.
Well, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
I got one question for you.
All right, what's up?
You heard about the Masters of the Mic here in Portsmouth?
Never heard of it.
50 years of hip hop. Eric B. Rakim, Dougie Fresh, EPMD. They're all going to be here in Portsmouth on August 18th, man. You should come out.
Okay. I probably know like Tim, Tara Whitney. You probably going to be out there. I know Tim. And a lot of them. Yeah. So I might have to go check it out.
Yeah, check that out. It's going to be at that Atlantic Pavilion or something like that. I never heard of that place
The
before,
casino?
but I think I'm going to go. Yeah, the Atlantic Pavilion, Bank of America Pavilion.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going, but I want to make sure I leave with my life too. So
exactly. It's Portsmouth, right? Like, thank you for your call, man. I appreciate you.
All right, I'm gonna jump off, man. You take it easy.
All right, now.
All right.
Shout out to my man for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. Yeah, you want to go to Portsmouth for the rap concert, man? Bring your gun. Bring your gun if you can. Good grief. It's cold. It's rough out there. Okay, let's keep on rocking here. Let's go. 504, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. It's Alien Spaceship.
All right, man. What's going on?
All right. So I have some things to say. So first I wanted to talk about the TikTok thing. Yeah, I think those challenges have existed before in the past, especially, remember in the early 2000s, they had something called the choking game. They had things like that before, and I do think it's quite possible that the TikTok people somehow must have had it covered up.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Remember, okay, so there's this TikTok thing you're talking about earlier, where the people, they're like jumping into this to the water, while the boat was moving, and you were saying how you believed, I think I heard you right, that the TikTok somehow had this covered up when they were saying that they didn't do that. Like the reports were that didn't happen, but you were saying how the TikTok somehow were able to cover that up, and there really were people that got hurt. I do agree with you that they must have done that. That's what I'm saying.
Got you.
Okay. Yeah, and also I do think that with the Atlanta mayor, I think you're saying that basically he was, this is all black people, and he shouldn't have been going to those people's yard like that and causing a problem. And it's like he's blaming the other people and about the racism and stuff when it's just something wrong that he did regardless of the skin color.
Right, yeah. I mean, all the race stuff had nothing to do with it.
Right. Yeah, and I think with Biden and them, it's just these people, they're promoting all this anti-American propaganda into the colleges and the different places. I think, in video games, into the children, that they're trying to turn people against America and trying to destroy the country from within. And like the war in Ukraine, I was with the Kennedy guy, I was watching an interview with him, and he was talking about how with the Ukraine thing, he thinks that it's definitely a neocon war for money and stuff, the Russia-Ukraine thing.
Yeah, that whole thing is a crazy mess. We need to really just stop. I don't understand why anybody wants to promote that. I don't understand what we gain from having World War III.
Right. And he was talking about how JFK, his uncle, was trying to make peace with Russia and not have nuclear war, because if they would have attacked Cuba, they would have had a terrible conflict, and most of us wouldn't be here, especially where I am. My grandparents were in Miami at the time, and millions of Americans would have been nuked. And JFK was able to have peace between the two countries, and they're trying to get along. But now, with the bad people, we're able to take over and influence the current president to support the conflict. And with Zelensky, as you said, the people, him wearing those ridiculous sweaters and stuff is just so inappropriate. I don't really understand what goes on in that guy's head.
Yeah, I don't really get it either. It's like, man, dress appropriately. But I think, I think it's just part of his whole brand to appear a certain kind of way to the world. But I just don't like it, because it just all comes off very forced and fake.
Exactly, I agree. He's also, I think, trying to draw attention. And, Russia was invaded many times throughout history in World War II. And like when the Germans went in there, they did a lot of destruction and killed most of their population. So they're really uncomfortable when the NATO comes so close to their border. And we had made an agreement with Russia that we would not go over in that area. And that's exactly what we're doing. And yes, the logic of these neocons is that they don't care if a bunch of Americans die. They just want to take over and rule and get a lot of money, because they've never seen wars and conflicts, and they just don't really understand the concept of how bad it can be.
Right.
Right. And yeah, and that's all I have to say for this call. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
All right. Shout out to my man for the call. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. The number to call, 434-658-1220. All right, let's go to... All right, Victor, what's going on?
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
No problem.
Hey, so the NAACP, the Rosa Parks plant and stuff, yeah, I was kind of shocked that not that many people don't know about it. I mean, I know that a lot of people probably don't know about it, but I'm kind of shocked that not that many people know about it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I thought that was kind of common knowledge, but when I was talking about it on live stream, people were like, "Nah, I had no idea." I thought that was that was definitely pretty shocking.
Yeah. In fact, I don't know. Can you see this book here? She persisted.
Yeah, I can see it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, this is the book that was given to my daughter. They actually talk about Claudette as the person who sat on the bus, not Rosa Parks.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, and this is a little girl book too. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
But with the NAACP, when they talk about the colorism, I do believe that there is some type of colorism involved with the NAACP. For one, NAACP was really made for white people who want to help black people.
Yeah.
And also, the main black person was W.E.B. Du Bois, a light skinned dude.
Yep.
That's probably was mixed.
Yeah, he was. I believe he was biracial, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I mean, I think just with the NAACP and the whole civil rights movement was ultimately not a good thing because it is built on Marxist ideals. If you actually look at the history of W.E.B. Du Bois.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, what upset me about the NAACP about the beginning years is how they attacked Booker T. Washington. Where Booker T. Washington, he was a capitalist. He mentioned that, hey, we have all the skills from the slavery, where the slave masters would totally bankrupt, can't work on the land because they haven't been working on land. We have been working on the land. We could, with this newfound freedom, let's take those skills and build up our property from that land. I understand that with the how they attack him, talking about, well, he's not fighting for more equal rights. I do kind of understand that a little, but however, what he was doing about basically building power through the skills that you had, I think they were wrong how they attacked Booker T. Washington. If the civil rights movement actually took Booker T. Washington's view instead of the Marxist and the socialist view, I think black people would have been better off ultimately.
Oh, definitely. Ain't no question about it.
Yeah. The last part I want to talk about is the Jonah Hill thing.
Oh yeah.
This just shows how people do not want standards anymore, which is really, really messed up. Reading the text message from Jonah Hill, I mean, there's nothing bad about it. I think it was more like common sense. But why would you, you're in a relationship, why would you want to hang out with an opposite sex that is with barely any clothes on?
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense, but people, they seem to not really understand where he was coming from. I don't know. I guess he can't say anything. He can't say a word. Whatever's going on, he has to accept it. If she does anything she wants to do, is fine. If he does anything, then it's going to be scrutinized and criticized. It's weird.
Yeah, I think what it is that the more that you're seen as a person, whether you're a woman or you're a person of color, the less standards that you could have. Have you noticed? Kind of noticed that?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is the big issue. The same thing with the Kiki Palmer situation. Like I said, I understand that was wrong what the boyfriend did, attacking her online. But at the same time, you should have some type of standard yourself and probably dress up better instead of just showing off so much skin, so you could just be seen as a person. The last thing I want to say about that, and I get off, the hypocrisy with the people who expect men to have standards. At the same time, have you heard of the little Uzi Vert situation?
But getting beat up by the girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just over a simple picture. A simple picture with the woman named Ice Spice. And they get beat up, but the woman's like, well, he should have never taken a picture. Well, you have the Jonah Hill ex-girlfriend and Kiki Palmer that don't want to have any standards and just want to dress whatever they want. But a man cannot just take a simple picture. Like, see how messed up that is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in. Double standards. You know, you're a man. You can't really do certain things. You're a woman. Hey, do whatever you want to do. It's all good. It is all good. Everything's just laid out there for you. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. Let's go to 865 here on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, you're speaking to Lori from back in the hills.
All right,
See, it's been a little while since I called. I've been keeping a low profile.
Oh, it's all good. I'm glad you're back here.
Yeah, too much stirring around. So anyway, I was grocery shopping the other day in the checkout line, and there were two people in front of me, and would you believe they were wearing masks?
Oh, that's crazy.
Each one of them had a black mask on.
Still in 2023 wearing masks? That's crazy.
Yes, and I was about a minute away from telling them to go back where they came from. But I didn't. I bit my tongue. I stayed nice. But anyway, I was having a thought about the Republican nominees coming up. I think what they should do with them is have a cage match with, no holds barred. And we're talking like scratching, clawing, biting, sleeper holds, drop kicks. Let's see, clotheslines off the turnbuckles, brass knuckles. Just all out.
All that, okay.
We're talking the whole 9 yards.
Right.
So, I think what could happen is they're going to be triple teaming, double teaming Trump, and he's just going to be swatting them off like flies. And then it's going to come down to him and Sanctimonious, and he's just going to put Sanctimonious into a pile driver, and that'll be it. It'll be over.
Okay, sounds fun to me. I'll definitely pay to see that one.
Definitely, and then I was thinking when they have the debate between Trump and Biden, they should have a tag team with Biden and Hunter and Trump and Don Jr.
Well, hey, that might have to be it right there. I think Don Jr. would get the advantage in that one for sure. Don Jr. and Don Sr. would get that one for sure.
Well, what I'm thinking is, they're going to be loading Biden onto into the ring on a lift because there ain't no way he's going to climb up there by himself.
That's right.
And they're going to be the greatest leader the world has ever known, Joe Biden. And then they're going to have Hunter. Hunter's going to be from parts unknown, weight unknown. the smartest man Joe Biden knows. The masked wrestler. Those were the days, I'll tell you what now. And then over in Trump's corner, they're going to have, and in this corner, the bigot, the Nazi, the white supremacist, the former president, Donald Trump, and that's how they're going to announce him. So, yeah, and then Don Jr., they'll just announce him as the far-right QAnon MAGA country supporter, Don Jr., and then they're going to get into the tag team.
That'd be perfect. I love to see that.
Yeah, I think that would be great. But anyway, I just thought I'd talk about something lighthearted for a change.
Well, I'm glad you did. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. So anyway, but I think when it comes down to the presidential election, it should probably be Thunderdome. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but that's a story for another day.
Right on. Well, I thank you for your call. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, ABL.
All right,
bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, that'd be good though. You know what I'm saying? Me get a little tag team action. That'd be fun. Yeah, I want to see Hunter and Don Jr. in the ring. Let's get that, and let's do a mandatory drug test right in the center of the ring. Okay, and if it pop positive for cocaine, you can't do it. That's an automatic DQ. So that's gonna be easy bag for Trump Jr. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. 215 hit online. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL.
All right, what's going on?
Sorry, I had to turn the background noise down.
Got you, boss.
Hey, so get this. I wanted to ask you this. So I talked to somebody, he's a Democrat, one of those Trump haters. And he was basically telling me about Convict 45, convict Trump on the Stormy Daniels, him allegedly using campaign finances to, pay for Stormy Daniels, blah, blah, but here's what he said. That was really interesting. So I asked him if this happened back in 2015, why are they just now bringing this up? Well, I already know the answer. You already know the answer. They're trying to stop him from running for president.
Yes.
Use anything they get. But what he said was, because here's his reason for why they didn't bring it up back then. He said because while he was running for president, they can't interfere with a presidential nominee's campaign to arrest him on a crime because he said that's illegal if somebody's running for president.
What? I never heard about that law. That's news to me.
Yeah, that's what I said. I've never heard of that either. when you commit a crime and you get arrested, you get arrested. It's just
that's pretty much. It doesn't matter, who you are or anything like that. That's just if you break the law, you broke the law.
Yeah. So basically, he was saying that he couldn't be arrested because he was running for president. So they can't. The law is not allowed to interfere with that. When I heard that, I said, "Really?" Because I was really because when you get arrested, like I said, you get arrested.
Right.
So I had the question mark in my head. More questions popped up. So I asked him, "Okay, so I said he didn't start running." So I was like, so after he had left office, he said, what he told me is he's trying to run for president again. That's why he's trying to run for president, so he can get out of going to jail. That's why he's trying to run for president again. I said, really? Because he left office in 2021. This story came out late 2023 this year. So they had all of 2021 and half of 2022 to bring this up. But this story just now came out early this year. You see what I'm saying, ABL?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was like, they had all the entire year of 2021, and they never brought it up, not once, never tried to arrest him. That's why I said, like Trump said, it's just a witch hunt. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
And like this, and they keep saying, oh, he's going to go to jail. I said, yeah. The day I see him walk out in handcuffs, which most likely is never going to happen, then I'll believe it. But until then, nope. I don't even pay attention to the stories anymore. I just hear them and I'm like, okay, whatever. And another thing I wanted to tell you about, see, I live in the west part of Philadelphia. So it's crazy because the crime is it's happening closer and closer to us. See, I'm at the point, one of my coworkers, I found out he wound up getting killed, not far from where we worked at. We were literally on the job, on the clock. And he wound up getting shot and gunned down right outside the shopping center, not even a mile away, a couple blocks away, because we heard the gunshots. Boom, 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 boom. But we just thought it was a random shooting, come to find out. And mind you, the news didn't report on this. It just goes to show you can't always rely on the news. They don't always report on everything. News didn't report on this, but yeah, he was killed. He was murdered. And it was one of my coworkers. They jumped out the car and just gunned him down. Or unless it was a shootout, I got to watch the video. But yeah, no, the news didn't report on this. And it was pretty tragic. It's crazy how it can happen close and close to home. And this was in broad daylight this happened. This was around, it was 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Terrible.
Yeah, but it's not surprising to me, honestly. But it's just crazy. It happened to somebody I knew, and they were pretty good people, and he just wound up getting gunned down. I got to keep looking into that story, but I don't want to take up most of your time, ABL. Thanks for answering my call.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, you have a good one.
Same to you. All righty. Shout out to the caller. Let's keep on rocking here. And RP to my man, to his co-worker. I'm speaking to 470.
You may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head.
Hey, Anthony. Hey, man, it's Craig.
All righty, man.
Wild and Wacky Atlanta. How you doing, sir?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
I've been trying to get through to the last couple of Wednesdays and I haven't gotten through, so I thought you didn't like me anymore.
Oh, no, it's all good, man. Glad you're here.
Yeah, man, it's been a pretty good day. I haven't gotten shot, stabbed, raped, murdered. less than a carjack today, so I'm doing pretty well.
All right, sounds good to me.
So we have a new a rep that from Atlanta that switched to the Republican side, the Mesha Manor lady. I'm not familiar with her.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Oh, that's amazing. I want to see more of it. You know, she was trying to do things like school choice, and she wanted to fund the police, not defund the police. And of course, a lot of the left, they don't like that kind of stuff too much, so they wanted to attack her. So she had enough of it and went ahead and switched.
Right. Yeah. She got bullied and said, "Screw this! I'm switching over to the Republicans." Well, good for her.
That's right.
Yeah, it just took her too long, though. This lady's well into her 40s looking at her, so yeah, better late than never, though. But anyway,
Exactly.
Yeah, that guy from South Fulton. I was born in Fulton County, born in Atlanta, and I spent many of my years growing up in Marietta. I did not know there was a South Fulton city.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's news to me. I did not know that. Wow, that jackass walked into that guy's home and just expected to pull something like Mizzy did.
Yeah.
The guy from England.
Yes.
Yeah, I just thought he could just walk in this guy's home, and so wow, lucky he didn't pull that shit in Kennesaw. He got his ass shot. So.
Well, you can't cuss though, caller.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Yeah.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah. So anyway, Trump walked into the UFC event a couple of days ago. Man, that was great. He walked in like he owned the place.
Oh, it was amazing, and it was an amazing reception. The stars coming up to him, the crowd was loving him. I mean, the support for Trump is not gone away.
No, it's not. And since he had the election stolen from him back in November 2020, he's become more and more popular. And since he's gotten arrested twice, he's gotten more popular since then. So it's like, okay, arrest him another time or two, He's only going to get 30, 40, 50% more popular. He's going to gain more supporters.
Yeah, he's
just incredible.
Very popular. Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, hey, man, stay away from Lake Lanier. A little girl got bitten by a rabid beaver a couple days ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the father took the beaver and beat it to death for biting his little girl. And then they sent it off to a lab, and they found out today that it has rabies.
Well, hey, Dad did a good thing.
Yes. Yeah, so then they take the little girl, sneak her into the White House, and give Joe Biden rabies, and that'll kill him. All right, man. That's all I have for you tonight. Be safe, and I'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Take care. Thank you. Bye.
All right. It's some very interesting calls tonight. Very, very interesting calls. Shout out to you guys for calling in. You're the best. The number to call, 434-658-1220. 520, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, ABL. This is Marina. I called you a couple of times before. How are you?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Doing fantastic. Thank you. First of all, I want to tell you again what a great show you have. Although it's been a little funny lately with the callers, I wanted to also congratulate you. You're doing fantastic. And you make me laugh when it comes to accents. I've lived in many, many countries, and I love your British accent and your Nigerian accent. You make me laugh.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Anyway, I wanted to quickly call you and tell you something I've noticed. I think that Mr. Zelensky, the khaki green coloring of clothing that he's wearing is by design. This is someone who's around people in suits. This is just my opinion, of course. And wearing that is a child that is in war, pretending to be the child to be taken care of. What do you think of that? Maybe psychological.
I think it's just an image to project to the world to make him be like a common man, and he's out there fighting for the country. It's all for show.
Yeah. I think it's all show. It's by design. Otherwise, you would be wearing a suit like them and be among them. I think it's really to show that I am in the midst of a war. I am wearing military colors, and these people are going to support me. That's what I'm looking at. What do you think? The same thing?
Oh, absolutely, definitely, because there's no other reason to do it. You would just dress like how everybody else is dressed and be appropriate, but there's a different agenda at play.
Mm-hmm. So you saw the same, you're thinking the same thing as I'm thinking about that psychologically, and yes. So I want one last thing. Could you do that British accent Britney Spears did the other day with sir?
Sir.
Obviously, I'm British. That's why I'm laughing. You just made me laugh. I think you're fantastic. You take care and have a great night.
All right. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Bye-bye now.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Yeah, Britney Spears is wilding out with that accent. Sir. I was like, Britney Spears, you're from Mississippi. Why are you speaking like that? Like, what is really going on? I don't understand. 918 in the line. Who I'm speaking to?
Hey, what's up, ABL? It's JD Scotchman from Oklahoma. How you doing, buddy?
It's all good, man. Can't complain.
All right, cool. Well, I'll keep it short and simple. I know we're about out of time here. But I wanted to talk about a subject you brought up very early in the show, and that was the scammers, the cell phone scammers going after, like, elderly women, you know.
Yeah.
Now, that's a big problem. My mom is 79, and she lives in a really nice community place. You know, it's not a nursing home. And she has a smartphone, which she should have never got because she doesn't have any clue about technology. I mean, she can barely turn on a DVD player. But she eventually got one. And, you know, after several months, she finally called me and told me, she's like, I've met some guys online. I'm like, who are these guys? And she's like, well, they seem cool, you know, they seem okay. And, you know, and she was sending them like $50 gift cards from Walmart. Yeah. And I'm like, wait a second, Mom, wait a second. I told you since you got that phone, don't trust anybody on the internet. And she doesn't even understand what the internet is. I mean, she does not need a smartphone. And then luckily, the young lady at the Walmart, a couple blocks from her, that works in the money center, noticed a trend. She's like, why are you buying so many $50 gift cards? Are these for you? And she's like, no, they're from a guy I met on the internet. And thankfully, that young lady stopped selling them to her. She's like, no, I don't, this is not legit. You need to figure out what's going on. And finally, she told me about it. She didn't tell my other brother and my little sister. And because I've been telling her for months, like, Mom, stay off Facebook and the internet. You don't understand how it works. And when I found out her Facebook account, oh my God, dude. She posted her full name, her full address, her phone number, everything in public.
Wow.
I'm like, oh my God, Mom, like, you can't be doing that. So I got rid of that off her phone. I'm like, no, just stick to watching Elvis videos on YouTube. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And so my advice, I mean, if you got elderly parents, you know, grandma and grandpa out there, you know, that are using these smartphones, you got to keep an eye on that. Yeah. Cause I mean, I don't know. I mean, these people or whoever it was, I mean, they're scammers.
Yes.
They were going after her money, you know, and when she told me that, I got fired up. I'm like, oh, this ain't going to happen. Oh no. So that's my message for the night. So I'm glad you brought that up because that's something people really should take a look at. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, dude. Well, love you, man. Love your show. Love everybody in the chat. And you have a good night, dude.
Thanks for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, later, man.
All right, shout out to my man for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. 773 on the line. I'm speaking to.
ABL, it's your retired Chicago police officer friend. How you doing?
It's all good, man. Can't complain.
Good. You know, ABL, I just wanted to ask you a simple question. I know you almost have 1 million viewers on this channel, but is it true that you have 2.5 million subscribers to your Nigerian investment channel?
I don't have.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't have that one going on.
Okay, because I sent a lot of money to that channel thinking it was you, but okay, it's all right. I'm not mad about it. It's okay. I'm sure it's going to pay off some way or the other.
Right on.
ABL, the whole thing with the no bond, them releasing everybody. All these leftist cities, my city, New York, San Francisco, LA, all these cities are going that way. All the Democratic-run cities want to let everybody go. And I saw somebody in chat earlier when you first were talking about it say something like, well, wait a minute, battery, that's a violent crime. I think the guy misspoke, not the person in chat, but I think the guy on the video misspoke. I think they meant every misdemeanor crime. And battery can be a misdemeanor. Battery is not aggravated. So assault is a misdemeanor. A battery becomes aggravated when you use a weapon. When you use a bat, a knife, a gun, it becomes aggravated battery. So I believe that what that guy meant is we're letting everybody go on misdemeanor charges. We're not going to have any bond for anybody. We're going to arrest them and do the paperwork and let them walk out. And I understand both sides of the argument. Their side of the argument, besides being leftist, their side of the argument is, well, it's only for poor people then, because only poor people don't have the money to come up with a bond. And people with money are able to go home because they put up a bond. So I understand that side of the argument, and that might be true, but the problem is black, white, Hispanic, Asian, it doesn't matter. Most people that are committing crimes, they're committing those crimes, especially the petty crimes, they're committing them because they don't have money. They're trying to get your money by force. So when you don't lock those people up, they go right back to what they were doing. Because remember, when I arrest somebody, or when I was, obviously before I was retired, when I arrested somebody, they were only out of commission for a little while, but I arrested them. But you look at their rap sheet. They got, let's say, 27 arrests for shoplifting or whatever. And it begs the question, if you're a burglar and you have 8 arrests for burglary and arrests for this and arrests for that, armed robbery, how many of the crimes did you get away with? Because you know that if you are caught that many times on your rap sheet, if you are caught that many times, each of those arrests represent maybe 5 or 10 successful burglaries or successful, crimes that you committed. And then you were caught that 1 in 10 times. So the fact that you have 27, arrests on your record means that not only are you a professional burglar or professional shoplifter or whatever nonsense that you're up to, selling drugs or whatever, because you got delivery on there. There's successful crimes that you got committed that you never got caught. So these are career criminals wreaking havoc on society. And if you don't lock them up and at least keep them in check, and remember, there's always somebody, they just started and they got caught and I'll never do it again. But most are not that. Most are career criminals. That's why I always, I had no problem dealing with the career burglar. You know why? Because he understood after, 32 years of burglarizing, he understood that part of the game, I as a policeman was going to be in his life. So I wasn't taking it personal and he wasn't taking it personal. Complete professional, your cops and robbers game. You're a complete professional, but although you're a professional burglar, that's what it is. But these young kids that are out there committing all these crimes and these carjackings and people getting hurt as a result of the carjackings and everything else, even after they're caught, oh, I didn't mean that and I didn't mean to do that. And I believe them. They didn't mean to do that. They want to steal your car. But they're too stupid to know that other things happen. People get hurt when you do that. There's consequences to what you do. And when you don't lock them up, and you just let them go right back on the street before my shift is even over, you're going to have real crime problems in your city and in these democratic cities. Anyway, ABL, that's my 2 cents and everything. Good luck with the 2.5 million viewers on your Nigerian channel. I'm not believing you. You're not going to bamboozle me, buddy. So I'll talk to you later and talk to everybody else later. Thanks a lot, ABL.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right. That was a great show. That time just flew right on by. It's like, how did we even get to right here past 11 p.m. Eastern time? But that will be a wrap for me. You guys have been the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you heard tonight, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. I'll be back live again on Saturday. Same bat time, same bat place, 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's right around right now. 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is also a podcast you're listening to right now. You can check it out on your favorite audio streaming platforms in the morning and after. So that's Spotify, Google Play, Apple iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description, or go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. Alrighty. So that'll be a wrap. Shout out to all the moderators doing the good job keeping the trolls in check. Thank y'all for watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you're doing. I could not do the show without you, so thank you all. I got super chats to read right here. Then I wrap it on up with the bowl clean on top. And let's go to Hail Mary. Hail Mary says, bottom line is, anybody got time for that? Cheers, ABL. And thank you, Hail Mary. Matthew, my man that called first, he was like, I apologize to moderators. Love you, everyone. I think it's Rebel Without a Reason for a few super chats. He says, what's the better game, Connect 4 or Checkers? I'm going to go with Checkers. But that's a close call. He also says, can you give Zelensky some fashion tips? I'm tired of that green sweatshirt. Yeah, man, just go to Jose Bank, tell him ABL sent you, and just get you a suit, man. It don't even really matter. A dark navy blue pair of shoes. Matter of fact, dark navy blue pair of shoes, you good. A white shirt and a tie. It's not that difficult, okay? It's not that difficult. You can get you a little Ukraine tie if you want to do something like that. Okay, that's fine. Little royal blue and yellow. That's totally fine. And he also says Ray Epps' attorney has said he will be arrested soon. And also, Rebel Without a Reason says, can we get mandatory drug tests for all politicians and visitors to the White House? Yeah. Let's have the drug dogs up front. Right there, like the little, like some of the Egyptian monuments with the big statues. Have 2 dogs right there in front. Okay, drug sniffing dogs. Have them right there. Think of the Sonia Scrapbook who says, when and where will you have your next speaking engagement, and would you consider New York? Wherever people want to bring me to, if I'm able to make it, I'm there. So I definitely consider New York for sure. If, there's an interest, people want me to come out there, I definitely would be for it. I'm not sure when I'll speak again next. I get invited so sparsely, but I enjoy when I go. So whenever, the thing about speaking engagements, you got to be in that world to really be in it. It's kind of cliquish. This is what I was told. You got to kind of be doing the speaking engagement, sometimes for free or just kind of volunteering your services. And once you do well at one, they'll have you do more. Now, I was told that the engagement I did where my man, Rebel Without a Reason, Boom Howard, you guys were there. Shout out to you guys and everybody else. I don't want to mention anybody else and forget anybody, but I was told that went very well. I had to leave shortly afterward, but I was told that it went well. So I may do more things in Tennessee, but wherever you guys want me to come, just set it up, arrange it, be in communication with me, and we'll make it happen. You know what I might do is hire somebody to help me like get some of those, because I may have some stuff in my email that I don't even really check. I check my email, but a lot of times I don't really respond. So we're going to see. At the Essence Fest, I would love to go to Essence Fest. I'll be down there in New Orleans preaching the good gospel. Somebody said come to Florida. I love Florida. Love Florida. Tampa is probably my favorite city in Florida. But I love all of Florida. Jacksonville, Orlando, Miami, of course, wherever. But definitely Tampa, that's the best to me personally. All right. So yeah. Now, okay, let me get back on track. I don't want to get distracted. Thank you to the Zedatus King Sword for gifting 5 ABL memberships, and thank you to Rebel Without a Reason, who says if politicians did their job, they would be out of work. Well, exactly, because if you're a politician, what you do, part of what you do is you don't solve problems, or you create problems, and then you're the solution. Hey, vote for me because X, Y, and Z. Meanwhile, you're the reason why X, Y, and Z happened. That's kind of how that goes. And shout out to Rebel Without a Reason for gifting 10 ABL memberships. And it was nice meeting you as well, Boomhauer. You're Rebel Without a Reason. Great guys. Shout out to Miss Boomhauer as well if you're watching. I appreciate all you guys and everybody that came to the event out there in Nashville. And I will do many more like that as soon as you guys bring me out. But that will be a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.